If you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault and you don't have an attorney, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions and tell you what your case is potentially worth. Pick up the phone, call now.
Humana Medicare Advantage plans. Carry this card, and you could have the power to unlock benefits beyond original Medicare. These are convenient plans that offer all of the benefits of original Medicare, plus extra coverage and benefits. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get doctor, hospital, and prescription drug coverage in one convenient plan, with $0 copays on hundreds of prescriptions. Most plans include routine dental, vision, even hearing benefits. There's also a cap on your out-of-pocket medical expenses. That's more than you get with original Medicare. And Humana offers $0 or low monthly plan premiums. So call now to see if there's a plan in your area that could give you extra coverage and benefits. A knowledgeable, licensed Humana sales agent will explain your coverage options, even help you enroll over the phone. Call today and we'll also send this free guide. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
A memorial service titled Building a Legacy, Remembering Charlie Kirk, is scheduled for Sunday, September 21st.
This service will be streamed live on Newsmax and N2, and it's scheduled for 2 p.m. Eastern.
The service will be held at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It is definitely a large-scale event, a memorial, if you will, that will actually include the President and the Vice President of the United States to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy of robust, respectful debate on a wide range of issues that the American people care about.
And much like you'd expect, there will be Super Bowl level security, as they're calling it, because of those speeches that will take place there. Also set to speak is Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, DNI Director Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump Jr., and Susie Wiles. So many important names. I mean, everyone will be at this memorial honoring Charlie Kirk and his legacy and his life, because there was so much he did for our nation, for our nation's youth, and trying to put forward that respectful conversation. And despite that, he was assassinated as a result. And we're learning also Erica Kirk has just announced that she will be the CEO and lead Turning Point and its efforts, because she, as she said, knew everything behind the scenes, knew what was occurring at the company, so and at the effort rather, and she just is such an incredible and strong lady.
The closest one to Charlie Kirk is Erica, other than God. So I think she is the best person to step in and carry the mantle, the baton, if you will, forward, to encourage Americans to remain bold, be courageous, and engage in healthy, robust, and respectful debate, so that way we can actually battle on ideas and not battle each other physically. Tone the rhetoric down and really stick to the points.
Experienced Middle East Bureau Chief Chris Mitchell brings you Jerusalem Dateline, weeknights at 9:30 on the Dove TV, encouraging and informative.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Mornings on the Dove. And let's see, I got my seatbelt on. Yep, there we go. Jerry Bilden is here.
Good morning.
You're in for a fast ride.
Yes,
this is the only thing that we can do at about 150 miles an hour without a helmet.
Yeah. Until we get to a school zone.
Until we get to the school zone. Yeah, that we're 19 and a half. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Friday. A lot in the news, as there always is. This pretty interesting as we head into this weekend, which will be primarily dominated by the Charlie Kirk Memorial in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So we have a lot to follow up on that. The the president and the first lady, rocked the UK, but the UK rocked them.
Yeah.
It was quite a deal. So, got a lot to talk about. Beautiful weather out there. The fall colors are here, and the acorns are falling, and the cool nights, warm days.
Got the moon. We got the sliver of the moon, and we got Venus next to it. It's just stunning.
Yeah, it really is.
Beautiful.
Pretty cool up there.
Yeah.
Anything going on?
Well, it is National POW/MIA Recognition Day, and each year since 1989, a presidential proclamation brings the nation together to remember and honor the members of the armed forces who remain missing in action or are prisoners of war. I didn't know this. The POW/MIA flag is flown this day over significant national landmarks, government buildings across the country. Not only do the Capitol, the White House, the Korean and Vietnam Veterans Memorials fly the flag, but so do offices of the Secretaries of State, Defense and Veterans Affairs, and the Selective Service System. Additionally, the POW/MIA flag flies on the grounds or in the lobbies of every major military installation, post office, and all VA medical centers and national cemeteries. So we honor and recognize POWs and MIAs on this day. And then we haven't had this, since this time last year. Shiver Me Timbers.
Oh.
It's Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Oh, yeah.
Arg. And then we only have one thing to eat. It is dessert. It's National Butterscotch Pudding Day.
Oh.
Enjoy butterscotch pudding on its own or use it in other recipes. The flavor goes well with graham cracker crusts or pies or layered in a trifle as well. Simply layer with chunks of pound cake and whipped cream, add nuts or a caramel drizzle for texture and visual appeal. So enjoy your butterscotch pudding however you want to ingest it on this day.
Yeah, it's. I forgot about that flavor.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, I you know what? It's interesting. Butterscotch takes me back. My grandma and grandpa Holter owned a hotel in my hometown of North Dakota, and there was an old fellow named Knut Severson. Okay. He was a retired fellow, and he lived in the hotel. And he would sit in the lobby and play, and he taught me checkers.
Oh.
And he would always have butterscotch hard candies in his pocket. So anytime I taste butterscotch or think about it, takes me back to the hotel lobby playing checkers with Knut Severson.
Well,
an
that's
old
a
Norwegian
great
guy.
memory.
How about that?
That's a great memory.
An old immigrant from Norway. So, all right.
Now that you mentioned butterscotch candy, what is that one that's the Butterworth? Not the
Mrs.
syrup.
Buttersworth?
Well, that's the syrup.
The syrup, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
But there is a hard kind of butterscotch candy.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have it in the control room, but we don't.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll flash it to us. But
Yeah, okay.
let me ask you this. Have you ever heard a song that just seems to drag on and on and on? There are some songs that okay, I've had enough of this song.
Yeah.
Move on to the next one. Well, how about one that drags on for over 600 years? I'm not kidding you.
What?
The world's longest musical piece will last 639 years. At a church in Germany, the world's longest musical piece is quietly unfolding, and it won't finish for another 6 centuries. John Cage's piece, titled Organ ASLSP, or As Slow as Possible, has been playing at the St. Bacardi Church since 2001, nonstop. The performance is designed to last for 639 years, with the final note scheduled to ring out in the year 2640. For now, audiences gather just to hear a single chord change, sometimes only once every few years. So they hold a chord for years before
Who wrote that score?
A guy named John Cage. He wrote it. 639 years it'll take to play it. And it's going on right now.
So that was one note we heard?
One chord.
Wow.
And it'll take years to change chord.
And how's it being played?
I don't know how. It's an organ, but I don't know who's playing it. It's like somebody hit that note and they just let it ring for the next couple of years, and then they come back and say, okay, let's change chords.
I'll guarantee you there's no mice in that building. There's no bugs, there's no mice, there's no nothing in that building.
And very few music lovers.
How could you go in there and pray?
Oh, who let him do it? And you know, it's a medieval church, so it's been standing for hundreds of years already.
Wow.
It's going to go a long time in the future.
Well, okay. You talk about a guy stuck in one chord.
Northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with daytime highs around seasonal norms with a high near 80 for Vancouver and Portland and 83 in Wilsonville and McMinnville with lows in the low to mid 50s. Continuing with sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime high temperatures in the low 80s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene with a north-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies across the central Oregon high desert with daytime highs in the mid-80s for Prineville and low 80s in Bend and Sun River. Partly sunny in Boise, Idaho with a high near 87 and a light and variable wind. Pretty nice along the Oregon coast with sunny to mostly sunny skies and daytime high temperatures near 70 in Coos Bay, 67 in Port Orford, and 58 in Brookings. Partly sunny in mid-60s for Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 80s for Grants Pass and Medford. Partly sunny, then a slight chance of thunderstorms for Ashland with a high near 83 and Klamath Falls near 81. Into northern California, partly sunny in mid-80s with a slight chance of thunderstorms in Wairika. Mostly cloudy and near 83 in Redding. A slight chance of showers in 78 in Chico and a chance of showers in 79 in Sacramento. A chance of showers, then mostly sunny across the Bay Area today with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s for Santa Rosa and Napa, near 73 in San Francisco and 82 in San Jose. A snapshot of your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Well, there's a beautiful shot this morning. Got some clouds out there.
I see McLaughlin, too.
Yeah, and that's looking to the northeast. Now, you said your son saw lightning last night.
There was lots of lightning going on over the valley. Nothing at my place, but we got a report there were a bunch of lightning strikes, but I haven't heard anything or seen anything that came of it. So, all right, praising the Lord for that. Right. Well, Billy Graham is here, and he encourages us with what lies beyond.
And so our basic problems are not social, they're not educational. It's sin. The breaking of God's law. The wages of sin is death, the Bible says. But the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. You see, sin alienates you from God. You're separated from God. You're a spirit. You see, you're a body, but inside your body is a spirit, a soul. And when you die, what happens? Have you been at the deathbed of someone and seen them slip out into eternity? You wonder what happened? Well, the real person left this body. This body is going to crumble and decay and go back to dust. But the real you is going to live on because the real you leaves the body. And if you know Christ as your Lord and Savior, you go straight into His presence and you spend eternity with Him.
Amen to that.
Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
All right, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at some of the top stories this morning. And interestingly enough, most of this has to do with Charlie Kirk. This weekend, Sunday, will be his memorial service at the stadium there in Phoenix, Arizona. But yesterday, the Turning Point USA Board of Directors got together and they unanimously voted Erica Kirk to be the new CEO and chairperson of the board. It was a unanimous decision made from the Board of Directors. Some other business was being conducted, but they unanimously voted her in to be the president and CEO. Doesn't surprise me. At the same time, knowing of some of the people that sit on this board, this was a good move, a great move, quite frankly. And I do know that they're looking at other people and how they are going to proceed forward now with Turning Point USA. And some good people are already kind of sitting in on his radio show. We'll see what goes, but she's been appointed now the new CEO. All right. Well, the other story is that the Kimmel's flap, Jimmy Kimmel getting booted off of the air, is pretty interesting. The fallout from. I was surprised how many people came to his defense, but then again, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
What's interesting about this, folks, is this. Of course, the left is saying this is a free speech issue. And I guess there would be a consideration of an element of that, but there's two other points. One is, this is a show whose ratings were falling through the floor.
Oh, you bring up an inconvenient fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the worst of the late night.
It was described as hemorrhaging viewers.
Hemorrhaging viewers.
Yeah.
It was a money loser.
Yep.
It was way down there. And then there's another element to this, and that's when the FCC weighed in, and Chairman Carr weighed in. Now, what's interesting about this is the stations that the ABC affiliate stations across the country that carried this show decided to drop it.
Right.
And a big portion of that was owned by Sinclair Broadcasting.
Right, right.
And they dropped him because of what he said relative to Charlie Kirk's death, okay? But Chairman Carr weighs in. I want you to listen to this carefully because it's something I've been harping on for a long time, and people may not understand it. But here's what oh, by the way, let me just raise this a little bit. When the chairman weighed in, saying that that Kimmel had crossed the line, the Democrats went to the House floor and to the Senate floor and is calling for Chairman Carr resignation. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing they got left is a bunch of hot air.
Right.
But here's what Chairman Carr had to say.
Look, I can tell you, Jimmy Kimmel is no Johnny Carson, and the issue that arose here where lots and lots of people were upset was not a joke. It was not, making fun or pillaring me or the administration or the president. It was appearing to directly mislead the American public about a significant fact of probably one of the most significant political events we've had in a long time. It's really the most significant political assassination we've seen in a long time. And so I think that's categorically different. Broadcast TV is different. We're on a cable show right now. You don't have an FCC license. You don't have an obligation to serve the public interest. Podcasts don't either. Stand-up comedians, whether they're on lots of forms of communications, don't. And Kimmel is free to do that. But if you have a broadcast TV license, that means that you have something that very few people have. And you're excluding other people from having access to that valuable public resource. And it comes with an obligation to serve the public interest. And again, over the years, there's been a rule in place at the FCC that local TV stations get to preempt programming that they don't think meets the needs of their communities. But recently, these national programmers, ABC, Disney, Comcast, NBC, they've been exercising outsized control and power over those local TV stations, and there's been no pushback. And this is a very significant moment because local broadcasters are now pushing back on national programmers for the first time that I can think of in modern history. And that's one of the things we want at the FCC. We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
So let me just give you a little example. If theDove, will say, was an ABC affiliate,
okay,
and you sign up and you're an ABC affiliate, okay,
right,
and ABC airs something that you feel as a broadcaster has crossed the line, you have the right to push back. Okay, now it could violate your contract with ABC.
Okay.
But what Chairman Carr is saying here, look, at the end of the day, the content producer isn't licensed. The television station is licensed.
Right.
And I've often said here at theDove, and folks, please understand me and hear me loud and clear because it is a big part of what I do every day. Of all the media platforms that are out there, and you're talking everything, satellite, podcast, cable, and the list goes on and on and on.
Right.
Broadcast is the only one that's regulated.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that have to go through a gazillion pages of regulations to still retain a broadcast license, okay? So according to Chairman Carr, this crossed the line of disseminating false information. And Sinclair stepped up and said, yeah, we're not going to tolerate this, and went against ABC as affiliate and saying, hanging on your beak, we're not going to do this.
Right.
So that's the flap that's out there. And so in the meantime, Democrats don't understand this because this actually takes thought. But they wanted to call for Chairman Carr's resignation over this.
Yeah. Now, do you think some people in this country don't understand how affiliates work? I think sometimes you think, okay, it's like ABC, so they own all these stations. Right. They don't.
Yeah.
And so you have this. Now, the other thing inside of this, and you brought this up at the beginning, is this is being framed as a free speech issue. In fact, I heard it said that this was the biggest assault on free speech in our country in our lifetime. Now, this on the heels of 2 assassination attempts on a presidential candidate who is now our president, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, for basically things that he said, and the left celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk for what he said. And this, Jimmy Kimmel, who's bleeding viewers, who's obviously lost the ratings war, has a parent company makes this decision, and now it's being framed as a free speech issue. Don't lose focus on what's really going on out there. It's what you say over and over again. The left is really great at accusing you of what they're getting away with.
Yeah, this is hypocrisy on steroids.
Absolutely, totally.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, this next story is really amazing. It started off as just a story, and within hours, became a big deal in the United States. A mother-in-law of an Illinois state director of the Conservative Caucus caught the brunt of an insane, really Democratic hatred against Charlie Kirk yesterday. And here's basically what happened. She simply asked for, quote, the Charlie Kirk's favorite Starbucks drink called Mint Majesty Plus Honey. Apparently, Charlie was known for this. And it was kind of nicknamed the Charlie Kirk drink. But the cup came back, and you know how they write your name on the cup?
Yep.
The cup came back with loser. And there it is.
Wow.
Okay? Written on it. So she and her son-in-law returned to the store the next morning to demand accountability, but the employees refused to admit who wrote the insulting message. So the store manager refused to apologize. Instead, fearing protests, they shuttered the store early, costing thousands of dollars in sales and income to the staff and losing customers for good. And this went viral yesterday, and now there's a nationwide boycott on Starbucks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, we've known Starbucks to be a very woke company.
Totally.
Okay, really, really woke.
Totally.
All right, so when they got the cup that said loser, this started off kind of simple and has exploded all over social media yesterday and last night. So basically, the move now is people are going to boycott Starbucks for this. And the store, the company, the manager, the corporate has yet to apologize.
Oh, wow. Well, boycott on.
Yeah.
Go on, yeah.
So the loser could be Starbucks in the end.
Good.
So anyway,
wow,
isn't that something?
Yeah,
it went to millions within hours yesterday. Really? Millions.
Wow.
So, all right, and of course this coming Sunday is the memorial for Charlie Kirk, and the president was asked about it, and here's his comments.
Just last week, a great American, Charlie Kirk, was heinously assassinated for speaking his mind. He was a great young man, incredible future. Some people said he might be president someday. I told him, I said, Charlie, I think you have a good shot someday at being president. And he just wanted to take care of youth. He loved youth. I've never seen anybody relate to youth like Charlie, and they related to him, and they're devastated. But I appreciate the many British citizens who have offered their condolences. And again, Charlie was a great person. We'll be going out to a service on Sunday. I'll be leaving with some of the people in this room just to celebrate Charlie and all that he's done. So incredible. Never seen anything like it.
Oh, just listening to the comments of the president, he is going to the service.
Yeah.
Boy, that security must be at an all-time level in preparation going.
I can't even imagine the security. They probably have had dogs and drones and everything else over that stadium for several days.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
But anyway, it's... I don't know. There's a lot of video out there of Charlie and various comments, from his show and him speaking and everything else. And it's kind of like I'm still having a hard time processing in my mind that this young man is gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's the way he went is a shock. The fact that he's gone is a shock. The voice has been silenced, at least his. I think the organizational.
The reaction from the side that took him out is shocking.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning that that we glorify murder, no matter who it is.
Mm-hmm.
We glorify murder. We've lost the value of human life. It's expendable at any cost, at any level.
Mm-hmm.
And we got this ideological divide in this country. I don't know how it's going to be healed, other than what Charlie started as a movement could result in a revival among young people, which will be the turning point, if I can use that term, for this country. And I think that's what he had in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That there would be a spiritual turning point and civility, that there might even be a revival of doing good, being honest, loving your neighbor and praying for your enemy. I mean, I think he truly, in the depths of his soul, he believed that.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, but I am still trying to process the fact of what happened and that he's gone. It's just stunning to me. All right, we'll take a butterscotch.
Yeah, butterscotch pudding all day long.
My brain's starting to remember what that tastes like. We'll be right back.
Christ in me, so I will fix my eyes, 'cause you're my source of life. I need the world to see that is Christ in me.
Grange Co-op, where big ideas grow.
Hi, I'm Sherry Breslin with Rogue Valley Security. Whether it's alarms, cameras, keyless entry, or even Starlink, we tailor solutions for your home or business. We believe in professionalism, excellence, and integrity. Every job, every time. Visit RogueValleySecurity.com.
You feel most alive where you feel most at home. And this is living. Bobcat, the company that changed the way the world works, is coming home with a quality compact tractor built to match your quality of life. This isn't work you have to do. It's work you get to do. So get it done in a tractor that's all you. See your dealer or visit bobcat.com.
Hey, it's your old car here. Remember me? Remember us? You barely even turn me on anymore. It's clear you don't need me, but that's perfectly fine, my friend, because you can choose to give this old car new purpose and donate. There are incredible nonprofits out there that accept cars just like me. So call or donate online. Donating a vehicle is easy, the pickup is free, and your gift is tax deductible.
They're fun-loving twins. They love God, hunting, and pranking each other. Join the Hamptons for outdoor adventure every weekend on Twin Factor. Brought to you by Black Flag Armory in Medford and Grants Pass. Truly excellent service.
Good morning, 24 minutes past the hour on a beautiful Friday morning, and a little kind of fun news. Our own backyard news, what we call backyard bragging.
Yeah.
Sunset Magazine has named Medford one of the top small towns in the U.S.
All right.
They said it named Medford and the Rogue Valley a something for all getaway. Quote, interesting highlights include tasting rooms, a robust wine culture, a healthy variety of restaurants, markets, cultural offerings, as well as landmark Holly Theater, the Brit Music Festival, Arts Festival. Great access to outdoors fun, not to be left behind with the close proximity of the Crater Lake National Park and outdoor spaces in general. So we met Sunset Magazine's Small Town of America list.
These are things that a lot of us have realized for a long time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you move here, leave your blue politics behind.
Amen, brother. Yeah.
But so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. All right.
So the other thing is, I just want to remind people tomorrow is going to be the kind of like what they're calling a friend-raiser, and this is for Walking Tall Ministry.
Yeah.
They're going to have their open house and showcase tomorrow. It's a really, really, really super place. And the only thing I can say about Walking Tall, now this is between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock Saturday. Mm-hmm. This is where they take young men and they mentor them and into all kinds of things: wood shop, automotive, small engine, construction, welding, horticulture, CAD programs, power coating, off-road motorcycle, educational trips they do. Last time I was out there talking to them, they got this bus that they're redoing. It's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're redoing their own bus. They may be done with it now.
Okay.
But I can't say enough of this is where, young guys that don't have a mentor influence in their life, Walking Tall comes along, and this program is just busting at the seams. So they make a lot of stuff, and they're going to have it on display. So you can go out there and see it, and you can buy it.
All right. Sounds good.
I am the recipient of one of the Redwood rockers that used to be here. It was a
hey, where did that go?
The Adirondack rocker.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to tell you where it went because everybody had their eyes on it.
I know.
And I was very selfish. And I don't mind saying that.
Okay.
I was just
Confession's good for your soul. Okay, where is it?
You can call me any name you want, but it ain't staying here.
Okay.
I have it in a beautiful spot where I enjoy it. And I want to say, Tom and the boys, thank you. God bless you guys. I actually sit in that thing and rock, and boy, I tell you, 2 walks later and I'm snoring.
Oh, I love it. It's a great chair. All right. I miss it.
Let's take a look at the satellite image. Here's what's going on weather-wise. Severe clear, but the temperatures are dropping, and we have some stuff heading our way.
No, we don't. Check it out. It all changed.
Oh, my God. What happened to it?
There's not a raindrop in our future. But But it is going to drop down in the mid-70s by Sunday. But check it out, back up to like around 93 by Tuesday, and then then dropping back into the 80s, mid-80s, then low 80s, then high 70s. So it's just one of those little blips.
Well, this is Oregon, so you wait 15 minutes.
That's right. Okay. Moving on. Utah Representative Burgess Owens, who is a friend of the Dove, ex-great football player. He won a Super Bowl title with the Oakland Raiders. And he was on Fox Business's Bottom Line, and he talked about Charlie Kirk's message of peace.
Charlie has a message of hope, of happiness. And we've had a generation of kids who just have no idea what that looked like. They were really searching. And his message was very simply, get married, have kids, work hard, really hard to get into the middle class, then give back. And have faith in a Christ, in Jesus Christ, and a faith and a blessings that come by just being good people. That's a message that gives a generation to come an idea of what the American way is all about. I think what you're going to start here, and I'll always say this when I think about what Charlie represents, it's hard to replicate everything in one person. I saw this in Martin Luther King with the nonviolence when he would go into really bad areas. But his his faith led him through, and we got empathy through the rest of the country. And then you see Rush Limbaugh, who had the intelligence, the ability to connect and talk. Charlie had that, but he also was in the campuses where people can see and touch and shake his hands and listen to him. So even those who did not agree with him, they left with a feeling of this is a good person. And that good person concept, that ability to have conversations, is really what Charlie was all about. So this is a movement that is just beginning, and I think we should all be thankful we can be part of, make sure that this legacy moves forward in a big, big way for sure.
Indeed.
So, is it a movement?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think this is going to go beyond just Sunday. In fact, Sunday may be the official launch of the movement.
It could be.
You know,
yeah.
and but it's pretty remarkable. All right, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Butterscotch pudding. I kind of got that in my brain now, but I want one of those hard butterscotch candies.
Yes.
One of them. They're about this big around.
Yeah, I could.
And they're hard, and
they're wrapped up.
It kind of reminds me. The closest thing you can get to it is the butterscotch sucker at See's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
They are really
all those
good.
suckers at Seas are really good. Yeah.
So
funny you bring that up.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd let you know.
Thanks.
All the building grandchildren ask Papa for a butterscotch Seas sucker this weekend, which means now I put them on the spot, and you have to go buy Seas candies before you go home. And get all.
Thanks, man.
I see all the grandkids going on.
Yeah. You know they're watching.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hit them up for a Seas butterscotch sucker. They're only $1.50. We'll be right back.
At Rogue Hearing in Phoenix, we help you hear life again, clearly and comfortably. From expert hearing tests to custom aids and more, the team at Rogue Hearing delivers care you can trust. Rogue Hearing in Phoenix at the shops at Exit 24. Personalized hearing care right here at home.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site 24/7 in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living, your home.
Hi, I'm the SOS Alarm guy, here to tell you about a great deal. SOS Alarm will not only beat any internet deal, but will install the system too. So burglars, beware. SOS Alarm for security and beyond.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, barbecue platters, sides, and more. Smoked, grilled, and served to perfection. Sweet Tea Express. Breakfast, burgers, and barbecue.
All right, good morning. Happy Friday. Let's see, commerce ends in about an hour.
Yeah,
I think so. Have you watched any football yet?
I have not. There was a game on last night, but it was running up against the Yankee game.
Oh.
And so I flipped, or I saw it for literally about 30 seconds. I thought, okay, enough of that.
Okay.
And I went back. But the Bills won.
Okay, well, I'm just curious. I mean, 'tis the season.
It is the season.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's tough because, it's that cusp season where things are overlapping.
Yeah.
And pretty soon we're probably going to see hockey as well, so look out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Don't tell Logan that.
I know.
All right. Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Friday. It's 26 minutes before the hour. Let's check in with CBN Newswatch and get caught up on the latest.
This is CBN Newswatch.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for CBN News Watch. I'm George Thomas. Today is Friday, September 19th, and we begin this half hour with news in the Middle East. The issue of recognizing a Palestinian state will be key issue at the United Nations General Assembly next week. Several countries are supporting the idea, including British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who will reportedly recognize a Palestinian state within the next few days. But when he met with President Trump, where he was asked about it yesterday in his joint press conference with Starmer, he said he disagrees with the idea, adding it's one of his few disagreements with Starmer. Israel and the Trump administration have consistently opposed creating a Palestinian state. In other Middle East news, Israeli forces are advancing deeper into Gaza City. Now, a Hamas leader says Israel will not see any remaining hostages if the takeover continues. Meanwhile, the IDF intercepted another round of air attacks from Houthi rebels. The attacks included a set of missiles and 2 drones launched from Yemen. One of the drone strikes caused damage to a hotel in Eilat, but no injuries were reported. In the African nation of Nigeria, millions of Christians face persecution by Islamic terror groups. The Nigerian government, well, they are doing very little now to stop those attacks, and religious freedom advocates and one member of U.S. Congress are taking action. CBN's Kelly Wright has the details. Take a look.
On this very day, 210 persons were slaughtered in one night, in less than 24 hours.
The video from the Father's Day massacre includes graphic images of people being burned alive, families attacked, and homes destroyed in Yelawata, Nigeria.
That very day, it was raining, so Fulani herdsmen, they invaded the community and claimed so many lives.
Around 12 midnight, we started having calls from Yelawata that the Fulanis have come and they are killing, burning.
Friday night, I was sleeping in my house. See my house there. I come here, they shoot gun. Later, they come, they break this house. Where my brother is sleeping here with his children. Thereby, they come, they kill people. They were breaking the house. Say, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
These first-hand accounts gathered by Truth Nigeria journalists describe the ongoing atrocities in a terror campaign to eradicate Nigeria's Christians. Judd Saul, filmmaker and missionary, the organizer of Equipping the Persecuted, highlighted this documentary as a way to sound the alarm.
We need to fight this thing threefold. One, America as a government needs to get involved with a very little. I'm talking very little of our resources. If we just did the very little bit of push an aggressive foreign policy, throw some sanctions, whatever it takes, I think we can put a significant dent in this and put a stop to this.
U.S. Representative Chris Smith of New Jersey, who has traveled to many dangerous areas in Nigeria, has introduced a resolution in Congress to help stop attacks fueled by religious hatred.
There has been an exponential increase in attacks on Christians and some Muslims, but Christians in particular. Protestants, evangelicals, Catholics, they're firebombing their churches. The Fulani are killing them with absolute impunity. We've called on the government in Abuja and the president several times to do what governments do, law enforcement, use the military if you have to, but stop this genocide and do it now.
The resolution points to Nigeria's government's apparent open border policy that allows almost free access to the country. Fulani militants and ISIS-linked extremist groups from neighboring countries take advantage of this policy to carry out mass murder, rape, and kidnappings.
We're also calling on President Trump to reissue, which he did in his first term, the designation of country of particular concern. And that then gives the president wide latitude to impose sanctions. It's an excellent bill when it's used properly. It gets the attention of all the policymakers, in this case in Abuja. It says, we're not kidding.
During a White House press briefing, I asked Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt about the crisis in Nigeria.
And do you know if there's any action that the president will take?
I'm not tracking a call between the president and the head of Nigeria. I know the president wholeheartedly condemns the persecution of Christians or, frankly, of people of any faith all over the world, but I don't have any updates for you in terms of sanctions in this part of the world.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right, let's check out the weather with Mr. Butterscotch.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with daytime highs around seasonal norms with a high near 80 for Vancouver and Portland and 83 in Wilsonville and McMinnville with lows in the low to mid-50s. Continuing with sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime high temperatures in the low 80s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene with a north-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies across the central Oregon high desert with daytime highs in the mid-80s for Prineville and low 80s in Bend and Sun River. Partly sunny in Boise, Idaho with a high near 87 and a light and variable wind. Pretty nice along the Oregon coast with sunny to mostly sunny skies and daytime high temperatures near 70 in Coos Bay, 67 in Port Orford, and 58 in Brookings. Partly sunny in mid-60s for Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 80s for Grants Pass and Medford. Partly sunny, then a slight chance of thunderstorms for Ashland with a high near 83 and Klamath Falls near 81. Into northern California, partly sunny in mid-80s with a slight chance of thunderstorms in Wairika, mostly cloudy and near 83 in Redding, a slight chance of showers in 78 in Chico, and a chance of showers in 79 in Sacramento. A chance of showers, then mostly sunny across the Bay Area today with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s for Santa Rosa and Napa, near 73 in San Francisco, and 82 in San Jose. A snapshot of your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Okay, beautiful shot of our valley this morning. That's almost looking due west, but a little bit northwest, and gorgeous. Little clear skies and little clouds. So kind of nice.
Well, the American soap opera. It was a mainstay of daytime TV starting in the 1950s.
General Hospital.
Well, it was on this day in history that one of the most successful soap operas of all debuted on ABC.
On September 19th, 1951, CBS aired the very first episode of Search for Tomorrow, a soap opera that would go on to become one of the longest-running daytime dramas in television history. The show, created by soap opera pioneer Erna Phillips, followed the life of small-town housewife Joanne Gardner, played by Mary Stewart, who remained the heart of the series for its entire run. At first, episodes were only 15 minutes long, but by 1968, it expanded to a full half hour. Over 35 years and more than 9,000 episodes later, Search for Tomorrow became a beloved part of daytime TV, airing until its final broadcast in 1986. It even survived a rare network switch, moving from CBS to NBC in 1982. For generations of viewers, the trials and triumphs of Joanne Gardner weren't just fiction, they were a daily ritual.
Okay, what got me on this, Perry, is it went over 9,000 episodes. She played, Mary Stewart played the lead through all of it, and I thought, that is stunning. How do you do 9,000 episodes? And then I started thinking about you. You've been on TV a long time. How many interviews, how many shows, how many episodes have you done?
Well, I don't know the episodes, but I do know that I've crossed 21,000 interviews.
That's stunning.
But see, I do, 3 a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
right,
roughly.
Well, I'd like to know how many shows you've done. Whether it's just radio, TV, and you've done the morning show, you've done Focus Today, you combine them. How many episodes is that?
I don't know, but I don't know. But 9,000. But you react to get out there.
Check your pulse. How are you doing?
I don't know. Am I here?
You are.
By the way, I have figured out a way to do another 21,000.
How?
You go to
Are you
Amazon,
turning AI?
You go to Amazon here, and you go to the Sea Sucker page. Okay?
He does.
I do. So you can go and you can get
$41
for £1.50 of lollipops.
A pack of one.
No. This is
a pack.
A pack.
$1.30 is £1.50. Okay.
Okay, so you have enough in there for each grandchild to get 2.
Oh my goodness.
So I think all you building grandchildren need to be texting Papa right now. Don't let them leave and go home without going by C's and buy these suckers today.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah.
Anyway, that's how you get. If I had a lollipop a day from C's,
yes,
I could do another 21,000.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
Easy.
Book it.
Okay, all right. All right, campus reform reporter joined Maria Bartiromo and responded to the clip of Senator Grassley's report on the Arctic Frost Project, among other things. I don't know what this means.
In total, 92 Republican targets, including Republican groups and Republican-linked individuals, were placed under investigative scope of Arctic frost. On that political list was one of Charlie Kirk's group's Turning Point USA. Arctic frost wasn't just a case to politically investigate Trump. It was the vehicle by which partisan FBI agents and Department of Justice prosecutors could achieve their partisan ends and improperly investigate the entire Republican political apparatus.
The FBI sat on bribery allegations, Hunter Biden. Meanwhile, they're hunting Republicans. I'm so glad that this is coming to light because the American people deserve to know what was going on behind closed. It's so sickening to see them target groups like Charlie Kirk's group. That group had such an impact. Turning Point USA had such an impact on the young people in this country, was giving them a voice, a platform, and an outlet, and yet was targeted by the FBI. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I remember it. Okay, yeah, Charlie Kirk was on that list. Turning Point. Look, the left is still doing it and will do it and continue to do it. And I don't mean that to be cynical or defeating, but part of their tactic is to wipe you out at any level.
At any level.
And they targeted him.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it's pretty interesting. All right. Okay, so listen, Grandpa. Okay.
Oh, no.
It is butterscotch. Now, you could go to C's and you can buy the assorted box of lollipops.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which might be okay.
Okay.
But it is butterscotch.
But it breaks our
and I'll guarantee
theme.
you there isn't one of your grandchildren that wouldn't like the butterscotch one. So you'd have to buy them individually there, or a little bundle of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then you may want to get something for Pam.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And I know Nuts and Chews, a box.
Okay.
Yeah. This is getting expensive, man.
That's the whole point. We'll be right back.
Welcome home to the Dove, an encouraging place, an informative place, a safe network for your entire family, offering hope.
Welcome home.
The Dove's mission is to be a beacon of truth, providing authentic faith-based content to those seeking Christ and those faithful, from a who's who of respected Christian teachers.
Welcome home to the Dove.
The Dove Network, broadcasting and streaming reliable, trustworthy news, information, and talk. Featuring Mornings on the Dove, Focus Today, CBN News, and other current affairs programming to stay connected. The Dove Network, a trusted friend, enriching your faith with reliable, inspiring content and spiritual resources that will change your life forever.
Welcome home to the Dove TV, radio, and the Dove.us.
The Dove, encouraging and informative. You are welcome here.
Hi, everyone. My name's Pastor Doug, producer of Dusty's Neighborhood, a show that helps kids grow in their love for Jesus and His Word, the Bible.
Doug.
Hi, Dusty.
What you doing? What you doing?
I'm just talking to these nice folks about the new show.
Well, hi, nice folks.
You know, today's kids consume lots of media filled with all kinds of messages. But what about good, godly content? You see, we would like to produce faith-based programming.
Doug, what are you doing?
Well, I said I'm talking to these people about the show.
But you're making it sound so boring. Our
No,
show is
I'm-
not
it's-
boring. All right, kids, this is what you need to know. My new show is a blast. Jokes, check. Comedy, double check. Pastor Doug falling off a ladder and getting soaked in water, covered in cotton candy. Check, check, check. Boom, Dusty's Neighborhood. That's how you do it, Doug.
Check out Dusty's Neighborhood here on Dove TV.
Okay, welcome back. 11 minutes before the hour. Of course, the President and First Lady are coming home from a state visit there in the UK, and I watched a fast time-lapse setting of the table. There was this empty room, and then they time-lapse setting the table.
Really? Oh,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow,
Yeah, I mean, and there's, you know what they did?
What?
They used lasers. They used lasers out there to make sure that everything was in the proper place.
Okay.
So they lasered the table in the room, then they lasered every setting. I mean, it's just stunning. Well, anyway, as you watched any of that, the president got up and was speaking at the dinner there with King Charles. So this is American-born Countess of Sandwich, Julia Montague, joining Stuart Varney in London about all of this. And here's a little bit of a recap.
It's a singular privilege to be the first American president welcomed here. And if you think about it, it's a lot of presidents, and this was the second state visit, and that's the first, and maybe that's going to be the last time. I hope it is, actually. But this is truly one of the highest honors of my life. Such respect for you and such respect for your country.
Well, the Brits are just very good at pageantry, tradition, pomp and circumstance, and of course, President Trump.
Lady Sandwich,
now having
you're
met,
fighting me on this, aren't
no, President Trump having met now 2 monarchs. I mean, that's rather extraordinary, considering the late Queen Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch. Now he's been greeted by not only, of course, King Charles III, Queen Camilla, but the Prince and Princess of Wales. He has said himself how much he really enjoys all the royalty, the pomp and circumstance. You saw him when he greeted, in particular, the Princess of Wales on arrival. I think he was quite surprised that he was being greeted by them. Wonderful, I think, show of this pageantry and this pomp and circumstance, as I said earlier, that we know, but also, they really put in an extraordinary amount of effort to make sure that he felt welcomed.
That's interesting.
Yeah, look, the whole thing, you kind of go, what?
Yeah.
Because the king is a little left-leaning.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's kind of woke, isn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, he indicates that. I think he may have calmed that down now that he's king.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from that angle from him since he's literally become king. Prior to becoming the king, he let some of his views be known. And there was another little special relationship that was forged at the end of this. Princess Kate and Melania.
Oh, yeah.
There was several outtakes of them after all the pomp. They were out just walking in the garden in their casual clothes, and they seemed to really forge a relationship.
Chatting, huh? Interesting. Is Kate multilingual? I don't know much about her educational background.
I don't know that either.
Because I wonder, because Melania, she can carry on in a number of different languages. So you wonder how they're communicating.
Well, I don't know if Melania speaks with a UK bent accent.
That wasn't possible.
I don't know, but I will say Kate is captivating the UK like Diana did. She's certainly picking up the momentum, so to speak, left by Diana, if I can say that. Everybody likes her. She's beautiful. She presents herself well. She's going to be a magnificent queen.
Yes, yeah.
But the body language between that family and Camilla, I mean, I don't think there isn't a psychologist on the earth can't read that. Camilla is just not being accepted.
You think so? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's being respected.
Okay. All right.
But not accepted.
All right. So she's not the real queen?
No.
Okay.
No. Okay. What does that all mean?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
All right,
but I just wanted to comment. You really got me off guard there because that was American-born Countess of Sandwich.
Okay, you know what that is?
What?
Okay, now I've been told this only because Scott, who's our food connoisseur historian.
Okay.
Actually, she is a relative of the person by which we got the term sandwich.
Sandwich, right. The Count of Sandwich. And the story is he was up playing cards all night and he needed something to eat. So they made him up a quick meal and it was a sandwich. Yeah. But I thought it was going to be Countess of Sandwich Julie Monte Cristo. But no, it was Julie Montague. Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry, moving on.
Only in England can you go back, 9,000 years and still have it mean something.
I guess.
Kind of like the Orthodox Church and the Catholic Church.
Yeah. Oh, golly. Okay.
We won't go there.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we love rescue stories and we love dog stories. And this morning, we have both. A Missouri teen survival story is nothing short of miraculous. 14-year-old Cody Trankel was missing for nearly 3 days after crashing his skateboard and tumbling 240 feet into a ravine near Goose Creek Lake. With no water and serious injuries, hope was fading until a hero with 4 legs stepped in. 6-year-old bloodhound canine Daryl, given a pair of Cody's shoes, locked onto his scent and within just 20 minutes found the boy alive in the dense terrain. Rescuers airlifted Cody to the hospital where he endured an induced coma and weeks of recovery. 2 weeks after being released, Cody finally met Daryl face to face, grinning as he petted the dog that saved his life. His words were simple but powerful. Thank you. For Cody's family and for everyone who watched his rescue unfold, Daryl isn't just a search dog. He's a lifesaver.
Wow.
What a good boy.
Good boy.
Yeah, Daryl. Imagine this guy, they can't find him for over 3 days. They get a bloodhound on it, 20 minutes. They get him.
That's why.
Amazing.
That's why you want to have a dog around.
Yeah, man.
All right, take with you 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10 today. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Every one of you have been given a gift. Do you know what it is? I think you do. Why don't you go ahead and give into it and serve others? We'll be right back.
When we can be one, when we can be one, when we can be one, we can be one, we can be the change.
Looking for the perfect RV adventure?
Team Toner's got you covered from homes to Homes on Wheels.
Discover unbeatable deals only at American RV in Southern Oregon.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
Where big ideas grow.
Welcome to Rise Direct Primary Care. Imagine a healthcare experience where you're known by name, cared for like family, and treated with compassion. How is that possible? With an affordable, flat monthly membership, you receive unlimited primary care and minor urgent care visits. No insurance needed. At Rise Direct Primary Care, we offer a friendly, affordable healthcare experience where you get a whole hour with your provider. Located in Central Medford and accessible by phone or text, we can typically get you in the same or next day. We prescribe urgent care medications directly from our office, saving you a trip and wait time at the pharmacy when you'd rather be at home getting better. Personalized medical care with a human touch. Rise Direct Primary Care is all about healing the sick with compassion and keeping the healthy healthy. Rise Direct Primary Care. We're here for you. Visit risehealthdpc.com or call or text us 541-827-8603. 541-827-8603.
Every day in Southern Oregon, lives are shaken by poverty, violence, and hardship. Last year alone, the Salvation Army reached more than 11,000 people in Jackson County with food, shelter, and critical support. Behind every meal served, every family housed, and every life restored, there's a volunteer making it happen. Please join us. There are many ways you can volunteer and make a difference in someone's life today. The Salvation Army doing the most good together. This message made possible by the Oregon Health Authority Hospital Base Intervention Grant.
You're watching the Dove TV, encouraging and informative for San Francisco and the Bay Area. Seen on KURK3 and these Dove TV affiliates.
Hey, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Yes, it's Friday. We made it. And my seatbelt is tightened.
Good.
Because Jerry is here.
You're going to need it.
It's usually pedal to the metal. And we do this without wearing helmets.
Good morning. Brace yourself.
Brace yourself. Anyway, good morning to you. Happy Friday. A lot going on. The weather is spectacular.
Yeah.
What little hope we had of rain has disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
But nice temperatures.
Nice temperatures.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
All right.
So the colors are starting to turn. It's just beautiful out there.
And the acorns in abundance.
Yep.
Coming down.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Well, first of all, it's National POWMIA Recognition Day, and each year since 1989, a presidential proclamation brings the nation together to remember and honor the members of the armed forces who remain missing in action or are still prisoners of war. Now, the POWMIA flag, check this out, is flown on this day over significant national landmarks and government buildings across the country. Wow. Not only do the Capitol, the White House, and the Korean and Vietnam Veterans Memorials fly the flag, but so do the offices of the Secretaries of State, Defense and Veterans Affairs, and of the Selective Service System. Additionally, the POWMIA flag flies on the grounds or in the lobbies of every major military installation, post office, and all VA medical centers and national cemeteries, and rightly so.
Amen.
We commemorate on this day. Also, guess what? Well, shiver me timbers.
Oh, well, there you
It's
go.
Talk Like a Pirate Day. So, one special day each year, we get to say, shiver me timbers. Enjoy yourself.
Well, Steve could talk like.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Arr.
Arr, matey,
Yeah.
shiver me timbers. Reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Also, National Butterscotch Pudding Day. We have one thing to eat. It is dessert. You can enjoy butterscotch pudding on its own, or you can use it in other recipes. The flavor goes well with graham cracker crusts for pies or layered in a trifle as well. Simply layer with chunks of pound cake and whipped cream. Add nuts or a caramel drizzle for texture and visual appeal, and voila!
Voila.
There is your dessert for the day, for this
I like,
Friday.
you're reminding me of butterscotch. I like it. My brain is saying, yeah, this is good.
Uh-huh.
But I'm also think that you need to go to See's Candy and buy all your grandchildren a See's butterscotch lollipop.
Pam's been listening. She texted me and said, so are you going to See's today?
Yeah. I want all the building grandkids to text Papa right now and tell him you want one.
£1.50 or $41.
Well, I will say one thing about the £1.50.
Okay.
Lollipop box.
All right.
Okay, it's variety.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
They're not all
right.
butterscotch.
Okay.
Now, you could do that because maybe some of them, your children and grandkids would only want a chocolate one.
Well, they might, but you know.
They have a latte one.
It's
that's really
amazing what kids will take when they don't have a choice.
Yeah. They have a vanilla one.
Yeah.
The latte one's good too.
Yeah.
I would say between butterscotch and latte, those are my two favorite.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think your grandkids, now that we've...
I'll be home late, honey. I have to go by Seas because I'm not ordering it. You know how much that was to ship? $13.
Yeah, no, don't you? No. Go to the store. These are great people.
Okay.
They smile, and when you spend that kind of money, they give you a little free piece of candy too.
You know, that's true. You know what I have noticed? You know, when it comes to like Mother's Day and stuff, and you go over to Seas, you get in line. They have samplers. They come down the line and they let you taste stuff, like as if you might not have bought enough already.
Listen, it is the great PR marketing thing in the world.
Yep.
They get you while you're in line. It's like these coffee kiosks that come out and stick their nose in your car while you're in line, like your number 10 car in line.
Uh-huh.
Take your order.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know why?
Why?
You're not getting out of line.
You know what? The only trouble I have with the food samplers, and like Costco, for example, is, I love to go over and sample, but I hate walking away without buying something. I feel a little bit guilty.
Oh, well.
Is that normal? Should I? Okay. No, it's not normal.
By the way, I just got a note here. They open at 10.
Well, that'll work for me. Okay, well, let me ask you this. We have all heard a song, or songs, maybe some music, that just seems to drag on and on and on, and you think, when's this going to get done? Well, how about one that drags on for over 600 years? This is true. The world's longest musical piece will last 639 years. At a church in Germany, the world's longest musical piece is quietly unfolding right now, and it won't finish for another 6 centuries. John Cage's piece, titled Organ ASLSP, or As Slow as Possible, has been playing at St. Bacardi Church since 2001. The performance is designed to last 639 years, with the final note scheduled to ring out in the year 2640. But for now, audiences gather just to hear a single chord change. Sometimes that chord change happens only once every few years.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
So is that going on all the time?
It's going on right now.
I mean, but is it just in the church, or
it's just in the church.
Plexiglass around it, so
they had played, so you can't stick in and say, forget this. You start playing something.
I bet you there is no mice in that. Or rodents or anything else.
And I wonder how long tourists spend in there.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my
It's like that room that they spent, $400,000 developing the quietest room.
Oh, yeah. That's like up at, isn't that Microsoft?
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
And you go in there and they say people can't even stay in there over like 2 minutes or something.
Right. They hear their own heart beating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so dead that you can't stand it and you get out of there.
Get out of there.
Really?
All right.
All right. What's that have to do with anything? Well, here's a guy. Let's see. You've been on your first note for a long time, haven't you?
I've been accused of it.
Okay. There he is doing the weather.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with daytime highs around seasonal norms, with a high near 80 for Vancouver and Portland and 83 in Wilsonville and McMinnville, with lows in the low to mid-50s. Continuing with sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley, with daytime high temperatures in the low 80s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene, with a north-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies across the central Oregon high desert, with daytime highs in the mid-80s for Prineville and low 80s in Bend and Sun River. Partly sunny in Boise, Idaho, with a high near 87 and a light and variable wind. Pretty nice along the Oregon coast, with sunny to mostly sunny skies and daytime high temperatures near 70 in Coos Bay, 67 in Port Orford, and 58 in Brookings. Partly sunny in mid-60s for Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 80s for Grants Pass and Medford. Partly sunny, then a slight chance of thunderstorms for Ashland with a high near 83, and Klamath Falls near 81. Into northern California, partly sunny in mid-80s with a slight chance of thunderstorms in Wairika. Mostly cloudy and near 83 in Redding. A slight chance of showers in 78 in Chico, and a chance of showers in 79 in Sacramento. A chance of showers, then mostly sunny across the Bay Area today, with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s for Santa Rosa and Napa, near 73 in San Francisco, and 82 in San Jose. A snapshot of your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
Beautiful shot this morning of our valley. It has some clouds left over, I guess, from some thunderstorm activity last night. I didn't see anything, but
I don't think we got any rain, but I got reports of lots of lightning out there, and apparently nothing dangerous. I don't think anything ignited, so I think it's looking pretty good.
Good.
Well, time for Billy Graham as he looks at Jesus' suffering on the cross when he became our sin.
Your spirit that lives forever dies, in the sense that it's alienated from God. And then the Bible talks about eternal death. Some of the words in the New Testament used by Christ to describe the penalty for sin is lost, perish, condemned, punishment, torment, hell. You say, do you believe that? Yes, I do. I believe the Bible teaches it. I believe whatever the Bible says is true. If Jesus said there was a hell, there's a hell. I don't like to think about it. I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to preach about it. But Jesus did. He talked more about hell than he did heaven. The Bible says that Jesus Christ took your sins on the cross. For he hath made him to be sin for us. Think of being sin. That's all Jesus was on the cross, was just sin. Your sins, mine. All the bad things that we've ever done, the lies we've ever told, the lust we've ever had, all on him, on that cross. And his real suffering wasn't the physical suffering, as terrible as that was. It was the spiritual suffering. It was our sins. He had never known a sin, and all of a sudden, all of the sins of the world are on him.
Oh, gosh. I think he preached that last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
good stuff. All right, good morning to you. Happy Friday. Let's take a look at some of the top stories today. And this is going to be quite a weekend filled with a lot of things relative to Charlie Kirk. His memorial service is set to be in Phoenix at the stadium. We're hearing bits and pieces of some networks carrying it live. Others will record it and play it back. I'm sure this is going to be a big deal. And the President Trump is expected to be there. I can't even imagine the security.
No.
So we'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, yesterday, Turning Point USA confirmed that Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, has now been unanimously elected as the new CEO and chairperson of the board, fulfilling the board of directors position that was unanimous by the board of directors. Now, this is very commendable. She's very qualified, no question about that. And I know some of the people that are on that board, and it's really a powerhouse board. But the interesting thing is that she now will assume the role as president and CEO. Thoughts and prayers, but I also know that the vision of Turning Point USA will continue, no question about it, and pray for her security.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah. How they manage the movement, it's now a movement. How they manage this in the future, and people, a variety of people have filled in for Charlie's show, his show on the Salem radio network. A lot of people are filling in for that. I don't know who will be a permanent host, or they'll continue to have a variety of people there. Okay, part of this, as you know, Jimmy Kimmel was removed from ABC's Late Night Talk, and of course the left is saying this is free speech and they're yelling and screaming. But part of this was sparked by ABC affiliates across the country. Primarily, a lot of those were owned by Sinclair Broadcasting, that complain that this did cross a FCC line, or did cross a line of public interest, and therefore the affiliates, the ABC affiliates, forced the ABC to remove them. Now, there's a lot of other parts of this. The left is saying this is free speech. No, this is a show that was the lowest of late-time talk ratings. What did they say? Bleeding?
Hemorrhaging viewers, and has been for years.
Yeah. So we thought Colbert was bad. This guy was below him.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Gutfeld show, which I'm not sure if I like Greg Gutfeld. Okay, he's okay. All right. I can't quite get a handle on the satire. But his show doubled that of Kimmel's in ratings.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. But anyway, so he was removed for what he had said about Charlie Kirk's assassination. Well, this sparked an outcry by the Democrats calling on FCC chairman Carr Chairman Carr to remove himself. In other words, resign. Well, Carr goes on the air and explains what's at stake here. And listen to this carefully because there's a key point to it.
Okay.
Look, I can tell you, Jimmy Kimmel is no Johnny Carson, and the issue that arose here where lots and lots of people were upset was not a joke. It was not, making fun or pillaring me or the administration or the president. It was appearing to directly mislead the American public about a significant fact of probably one of the most significant political events we've had in a long time. It's really the most significant political assassination we've seen in a long time. And so I think that's categorically different. Broadcast TV is different. We're on a cable show right now. You don't have an FCC license. You don't have an obligation to serve the public interest. Podcasts don't either. Stand-up comedians, whether they're on lots of forms of communications, don't. And Kimmel is free to do that. But if you have a broadcast TV license, that means that you have something that very few people have. And you're excluding other people from having access to that valuable public resource. And it comes with an obligation to serve the public interest. And again, over the years, there's been a rule in place at the FCC that local TV stations get to preempt programming that they don't think meets the needs of their communities. But recently, these national programmers, ABC, Disney, Comcast, NBC, they've been exercising outsized control and power over those local TV stations, and there's been no pushback. And this is a very significant moment because local broadcasters are now pushing back on national programmers for the first time that I can think of in modern history. And that's one of the things we want at the FCC. We want to empower local broadcasters that have the public interest obligation to push back on national programmers so that people have more choice.
Well, look, that is the point. I've said often here that there's a lot of media out there where you got cable, you got podcasts, you've got streaming, you got all these other forms of media, but only broadcast is licensed, only broadcast is regulated. Yeah. And there are things we can't say or do in the interest of the public. And so the ABC affiliates felt that Jimmy Kimmel crossed the line in doing that, and it jeopardized their license. So they forced ABC to put the squeeze on them, and it worked. Nobody's crying over this other than maybe 8 extreme liberals.
Right, and to the left now, this is what they call the biggest threat of free speech that they have seen. Yet they continue to cheer the assassination attempts and the attempts on President Trump's life and the assassination of Charlie Kirk, whose only offense was saying things that they didn't agree with. And so you talk about a threat to free speech, that's where it really lies. But again, as you have mentioned over and over again, the left is very good at accusing the right of doing what they're already getting away with.
Keep in mind, there's another word that's popping up. It's been around a long time, but if you pay attention to this, you'll pay attention to how it's being used. Guess what the latest word is that the left is using? Fascist.
Oh, again, yes, again.
So they have picked up the word fascist, and they're calling everything fascist.
Right.
When in fact, they're the fascists.
Absolutely. They're the ones that are assassinating people.
There you go.
Oh,
so what you need to understand is, to your point, they're blaming you for what they're doing.
Right.
So they're going to take the word fascist and put it on everything right, when in fact that's what they're doing. So anyway, keep in mind, I spent a great deal of time trying to keep our network compliant, and we're small potatoes compared to some of these guys out there. So, all right, the other thing is that I didn't know this, but there was a well-known, I did not know this, a Mint Majesty Plus Honey favorite drink at Starbucks, and it was Charlie Kirk's favorite. So the mother-in-law of the Illinois State Director of the Conservative Caucus caught the brunt of an insane Democratic hatred against Charlie Kirk yesterday when she went in and simply asked for the Charlie Kirk's favorite Starbucks drink, quote, Mint Majesty Plus Honey. But the cup came back with loser on the name. All right, normally, Starbucks will write your name on there.
Right.
They wrote loser on the name. And her and her son-in-law then returned to the store the next morning to demand an accountability, but the employees refused to admit who wrote it and the insulting message. The store manager refused to apologize, and instead, fearing protest, he shut the store down early, costing thousands of dollars in sales and income to the staff and losing customers for good. And this went out yesterday, and I'm telling you, within hours. Millions, I'm telling you, millions of people responded to this, and now there is a boycott against Starbucks.
Good deal. All right.
Now, you would think that the manager, the owner, the company president, somebody would step up here. It's silence. It's crickets.
Vote with your wallet.
Vote with your wallet.
Absolutely.
All right. In the meantime, the president, as you know, and the first lady over in the UK for a state, so it was mentioned, I never thought about this, but the first state was with the Queen.
Yes, yeah.
The second state visit is with the King.
Yep.
And the King did everything royal, rolled out the royal red carpet, so to speak.
Yeah.
So here is the president speaking at the event, and shortly thereafter talking about Charlie Kirk.
Just last week, a great American, Charlie Kirk, was heinously assassinated for speaking his mind. He was a great young man, incredible future. Some people said he might be president someday. I told him, I said, Charlie, I think you have a good shot someday at being president. And he just wanted to take care of youth. He loved youth. I've never seen anybody relate to youth like Charlie, and they related to him, and they're devastated. But I appreciate the many British citizens who have offered their condolences. And again, Charlie was a great person. We'll be going out to a service on Sunday. I'll be leaving with some of the people in this room just to celebrate Charlie and all that he's done. So incredible. Never seen anything like it.
Here we go. Sunday will be the event. I'm sure it'll be well covered.
Yeah.
I don't know. When I stop and think about it, I can't think.
I know. I agree.
You know, and I don't think this is something that is here today, gone tomorrow. I think this has sparked something, and there could be a revival among young people of doing good, taking care of one another, helping one another, loving one another, actually coming to Christ, getting baptized, living a good life with meaning. I think there's a revival as a result of this, and it won't be traditional revival, and it'll be done in such a way that no particular denomination can run away with the credit.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, good point.
So, anyway. All right, we'll take a quick, butterscotch break. A $40 box is not going to break the bank. And you're going to have plenty left over for late night television watching.
Oh, gosh, thanks a lot.
Big ideas grow.
Come fall in love with Northridge Senior Living, where contemporary sunlit interiors meet old world elegance. Walk through our lovely hallways and enjoy the fun staff-led activities. Forge lasting friendships with other residents and our exceptional caregivers. Dine in style. Gather near the fireplace under breathtaking chandeliers. Our reasonably priced apartments are spacious with private balconies. Northridge is Christian-owned and operated, pet-friendly, and only 2 blocks from Asante Rogue Regional Medical Center. On-site 24/7 in-home care is available. We also offer senior adult daycare where your loved one can spend the day with us and the evenings with you. Northridge Senior Living, your home.
30 seconds or less. That's the length of a soundbite in a typical news story. If you're lucky, you can't really learn much in 30 seconds. It takes time to ask questions, learn, and explore the facts to really understand. Focus Today on the Dove TV and Radio does just that. We give you an hour covering several issues and newsmakers in depth. So don't settle for quick sound bites. Get to the heart of a story and understand better. Focus Today, weekdays on the Dove TV and Radio.
Oh, good morning to you. 24 minutes past the hour. A couple of things here. Just a little backyard bragging, you know. Medford was named by Sunset Magazines as one of the top small towns to visit in America. Right. Yeah, Sunset Magazine named Medford and the Rogue Valley a, quote, something for all, quote, getaway. Interesting highlights include the tasting rooms for a robust wine culture, a healthy variety of restaurants, markets, cultural offerings, as well as landmark Holly Theater, Brett Musical, Arts Festival, Shakespeare, and of course, don't forget access to one of the great outdoor ventures to Crater Lake.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Sunset Magazine recognized our little valley, and we are growing. We have a lot to offer. We may have be blue state, but look, we're different down here.
Yes.
And I can say that respectfully. We really are different down here. So, but if you are coming from a blue state, just leave that philosophy behind and come up here and enjoy fresh air, loving people, God-loving people, and a lot of recreation, a lot of fun, a great place to raise a family. And have some pears from Harry and David.
Absolutely. No wonder so many people coming here. You know, the line going through back and forth through Shady Cove in the summertime is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Because people are heading up to Crater Lake or enjoying the Rogue River.
So I'm going down Pine Street yesterday afternoon, and I had to wait 2 traffic lights to get through an intersection.
Really?
I go, what? What's going on here? So it's growing.
All right.
I want to remind you one other thing. Tomorrow at the Walking Tall organization out there on Blackwell Road from 1 to 5, they're going to have what they call a friend raiser. It's an open house. The Walking Tall Ministry, Tom Judy, they just they got really something going where they take young men and they mentor them and they bring in people and they match men and boys together and teach them skills, hand-on skills, wood shop, automotive, small engines, construction, welding, horticulture, motorcycles, off-road motorcycles, powder coating, all kinds of stuff. And it's amazing. Well, out of that comes a lot of material, and so they're going to have an open house, come take a look, support them, and then they're going to have some of their items for sale. And all made by these young boys and men who work together. And I want to say this, I don't know where you are with your young boys and your family, but this is an organization that I would highly recommend that you match your young man up with these mentors and let them coach them and help them and be a model of integrity and purpose in their life. And check out the green bus that they're making. It may be done.
No kidding. All right.
They were hot rodding an old bus.
Oh, I love it.
Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
There. I looked at there and I said, Tom, is that a row bar?
The bus?
I looked at that and go, what are you doing?
Oh, I want to see this.
I don't think it was, but it sure looked like it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, check it out. All right, good morning to you. Let's take a look at Wall Street for a Friday morning. And thank you, Preston, over there at Smart Lawn. If you're smart, you'll get it because you don't have to mow it, water it, do anything with it. The Dow's up 69, almost 70 points. The Nasdaq is up 94.5 points, and the S&P up almost 15 points. So green ink, but not a lot. So the quarter-point interest rate drop didn't do a whole lot. Gold's back to 36.93. Silver's 42.5, kind of up or down. Crude oil is down maybe 50 cents, $66.45 a barrel.
All right. Well, ex-NFL great. He played for the Jets and even won a Super Bowl championship. He's got a ring that he got with the Raiders. Representative Burgess Owens, Republican from Utah, joined Fox Business's Bottom Line, and he reacted to this clip of President Trump being asked if he would designate Antifa as a domestic terror organization.
You plan on designating Antifa finally a domestic terror organization?
Well, it's something I would do, yeah. If I have support from the people back here, I think we'd start with Pam, I think. But I would, if you give me, I would do that 100%. And others also, by the way. But Antifa is terrible.
Are there other groups that you can think of?
There are other groups, yeah. There are other groups. We have some pretty radical groups, and they got away with murder.
This is a spiritual war that we've been dealing with for quite a while, and Antifa highlights what it is to have a godless ideology of young people who just learn to learn to and then hate other folks, and that's their mission. I think we're in a position now that we're realizing it is a fight, a spiritual fight. I'm thankful to see young people now begin to turn toward going to church and realizing there's strength there. But we need to make sure we're stopping this evil. We cannot allow it to come to our campuses. And I think it's a little bit more than just one little group here and there. This has been a concerted effort by the left to degrade our society from within, to have our folks hating each other, fighting each other. We have visuals on the other side. By the way, the conservative side, the right side, we have visuals. We pray. We say what we can do to come together. The other side, burn down buildings, burn down cities, and they the hate is seen so much in the conversation we're having online now. So there's an obvious difference, and I think the bottom line, the good people in our country, Republican Democrats, will see this difference and lean toward the right, which is a God-fearing, good people trying to do the very best they can.
All right.
Makes a good point. How do we respond? Vigils. You know, we respond with prayer meetings. We respond by going to church. How do they respond?
Burn it down.
See?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
By the way, I want to come back. I know I'm kind of harping on something, but I just found something online for you.
No.
And that is a box of just butterscotch lollipops.
Oh, how much for this one?
$31.50.
$31.50. Okay, how many? A pound? It's 1.5 ounces. I wonder how many pops in there. You know, I need at least 9.
Oh, you'll be okay. I'm sure there's 9 in there. There's got to be at least a dozen in there.
And Grandma might want one.
Well, okay. You better take care of Grandma.
Oh, without a doubt.
The kids go home. Grandma sticks around. We'll be right back.
Everybody needs to know that I will sing about your love. I will shout it to the sky. I will tell them what you've done. When the people ask me why.
Black Flag Armory offers top brand affordable rifles, shotguns, handguns, and gear. We also offer an array of classes emphasizing safety, self-defense, and accuracy. We strive to provide the absolute best possible experience when buying a firearm. Family friendly for every skill level, Black Flag Armory in Midford and Grants Pass. Online at blackflagarms.com or 541-499-0779. 541-499-0779.
Put your gold in an envelope, mail it. Hopefully you get a check. No. Father and son jewelry, bring your gold in. We weigh it, we check it, we make you the offer.
Or turn your something old into something new. Whether it's an idea, a picture, or a piece you want to duplicate, we can melt it down and make it for you.
If you find your perfect piece in store, trade your something old for something new, and you always get a little extra.
Visit Father and Son Jewelry, 5 generations of family in Medford.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Now notice when Jesus called his disciples, he never hid from them the fact that to follow him meant suffering, persecution, and death. We have a great deal of what someone has called cheap grace. Easy to follow Christ. Easy to get in the church. In Jesus' day, he called them to suffering. He didn't call them to a playground. He called them to a battlefield. He called them to war, spiritual war. And he said, you're going to suffer, and you're going to be wounded, and you're going to die in my cause. Because the world is going to reject me. This world that's dominated by evil and sin will reject me.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Okay, hi, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Your week, tough week?
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, this is probably one of the toughest weeks on the air that I've ever seen, ever experienced. It's like a cloud has been over us all week long as we watch events unfold and as we deal with emotions unfolding as well.
That's a good point, because you were gone, and Paulina and I had to do the 2 days,
right?
And it was right after the assassination, and it's a sucker punch in the gut that you just can't catch your breath from.
Absolutely true.
And
yes.
as much as we live in a fast-paced culture, this cloud won't go away. and which is now beginning to tell you that there's more to it than just in the fallout from it, not only from talk show hosts losing their job. Pilots are being fired for texts that they're giving texts criticism, I guess, actually for the assassination.
I know.
And they're getting fired. This thing has an immense residual impact, and the spirit of the country is just heavy, So, yeah.
Right.
I'm kind of worn out.
It is, and I think you hit it really on the nose. The event itself was shocking and horrible enough, but the repercussions that keep coming out, especially the vile response from the left, just makes it worse.
I don't understand that. Are we so low in America that we can't be human?
We're getting to that point, yeah.
We can't be, when we are actually celebrating the murder. And I think people on the right need to be careful here, too. We don't want to glorify killing at any level.
Exactly.
We shouldn't be glorifying war.
Right.
That's a tough one to deal with.
Yeah, you're right.
And so the point is that this one was so innocent. It was like, I don't know. It was like, Santa Claus died.
Yeah, if you can't...
you just can't get your head around it.
Yeah, and the attitude, on the left is if you can't win the debate, eliminate them.
It's just sad, anyway. In the meantime, other things go on around the world. I mean, what's happening in Ukraine and Russia is still going on. What's happening with China is still going on.
Right.
These are countries that are not touched by what's happened to us, and the Middle East. So let's check in with CBN News Watch and get caught up.
This is CBN News Watch.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for CBN News Watch. I'm George Thomas. Today is Friday, September 19th, and we begin this half hour with news in the Middle East. The issue of recognizing a Palestinian state will be key issue at the United Nations General Assembly next week. Several countries are supporting the idea, including British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who will reportedly recognize a Palestinian state within the next few days. But when he met with President Trump, where he was asked about it yesterday in his joint press conference with Starmer, he said he disagrees with the idea, adding it's one of his few disagreements with Starmer. Israel and the Trump administration have consistently opposed creating a Palestinian state. In other Middle East news, Israeli forces are advancing deeper into Gaza City. Now, a Hamas leader says Israel will not see any remaining hostages if the takeover continues. Meanwhile, the IDF intercepted another round of air attacks from Houthi rebels. The attacks included a set of missiles and 2 drones launched from Yemen. One of the drone strikes caused damage to a hotel in Eilat, but no injuries were reported. In the African nation of Nigeria, millions of Christians face persecution by Islamic terror groups. The Nigerian government, well, they are doing very little now to stop those attacks, and religious freedom advocates and one member of U.S. Congress are taking action. CBN's Kelly Wright has the details. Take a look.
On this very day, 210 persons were slaughtered in one night, in less than 24 hours.
The video from the Father's Day massacre includes graphic images of people being burned alive, families attacked, and homes destroyed in Yelawata, Nigeria.
That very day, it was raining, so planning herdsmen, they invaded the community and claimed so many lives.
Around 12 midnight, we started having calls from Yelawata that the Fulanis have come and they are killing, burning.
Friday night, I was leaving my house. See my house there. I come here, they shoot gun. Later, they come, they break this house. Where my brother is sleeping here with his children. Thereby, they come, they kill people. They were breaking the house. Say, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
These first-hand accounts gathered by Truth Nigeria journalists describe the ongoing atrocities in a terror campaign to eradicate Nigeria's Christians. Judd Saul, filmmaker and missionary, the organizer of Equipping the Persecuted, highlighted this documentary as a way to sound the alarm.
We need to fight this thing threefold. One, America
as a government needs to get involved with a very little. I'm talking very little of our resources. If we just did the very little bit of push an aggressive foreign policy, throw some sanctions, whatever it takes, I think we can put a significant dent in this and put a stop to this.
U.S. Representative Chris Smith of New Jersey, who has traveled to many dangerous areas in Nigeria, has introduced a resolution in Congress to help stop attacks fueled by religious hatred.
There has been an exponential increase in attacks on Christians and some Muslims, but Christians in particular. Protestants, evangelicals, Catholics, they're firebombing their churches. The Fulani are killing them with absolute impunity. We've called on the government in Abuja and the president several times to do what governments do, law enforcement, use the military if you have to, but stop this genocide and do it now.
The resolution points to Nigeria's government's apparent open border policy that allows almost free access to the country. Fulani militants and ISIS-linked extremist groups from neighboring countries take advantage of this policy to carry out mass murder, rape, and kidnappings.
We're also calling on President Trump to reissue, which he did in his first term, the designation of country of particular concern. And that then gives the president wide latitude to impose sanctions. It's an excellent bill when it's used properly. It gets the attention of all the policymakers, in this case in Abuja. It says, we're not kidding.
During a White House press briefing, I asked Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt about the crisis in Nigeria. And do you know if there's any action that the president will take?
I'm not tracking a call between the president and the head of Nigeria. I know the president wholeheartedly condemns the persecution of Christians or, frankly, of people of any faith all over the world, but I don't have any updates for you in terms of sanctions in this part of the world.
Well, it's true. It's there, and I don't know why we haven't zeroed in on places like Nigeria more. Maybe that's coming, I don't know.
Yeah.
The persecution down there and the atrocities are just amazing.
Yes.
Just amazing. All right, let's check out the weather as we head into the weekend with Mr. Butterscotch himself.
A look at our weather from Grange Co-op. Today in northern Oregon and southern Washington, sunny skies with daytime highs around seasonal norms with a high near 80 for Vancouver and Portland and 83 in Wilsonville and McMinnville with lows in the low to mid-50s. Continuing with sunny skies as we move down the Willamette Valley with daytime high temperatures in the low 80s for Salem, Albany, Corvallis, and Eugene with a north-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies across the central Oregon high desert with daytime highs in the mid-80s for Prineville and low 80s in Bend and Sun River. Partly sunny in Boise, Idaho with a high near 87 and a light and variable wind. Pretty nice along the Oregon coast with sunny to mostly sunny skies and daytime high temperatures near 70 in Coos Bay, 67 in Port Orford, and 58 in Brookings. Partly sunny in mid-60s for Crescent City, California. In southern Oregon, mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 80s for Grants Pass and Medford. Partly sunny, then a slight chance of thunderstorms for Ashland with a high near 83 and Klamath Falls near 81. Into northern California, partly sunny in mid-80s with a slight chance of thunderstorms in Wairika. Mostly cloudy and near 83 in Redding. A slight chance of showers in 78 in Chico and a chance of showers in 79 in Sacramento. A chance of showers, then mostly sunny across the Bay Area today with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s for Santa Rosa and Napa, near 73 in San Francisco and 82 in San Jose. A snapshot of your Friday weather from Grange Co-op.
And a beautiful shot of our valley this morning, looking to the northwest. I didn't realize the clouds are hanging around.
Yeah, they are.
I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, it's called weather.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. Now they're teasing us too because we're supposed to get some rain next week, but they've kind of taken that out of the forecast.
But it looked like it showed up today.
No, it does.
I don't know. Wait 15 minutes, says Oregon.
Here we go. At least the temperatures will be nice. Well, the American TV soap opera was a mainstay on daytime TV starting in the 1950s, and it was on this day in history that one of the most successful soap operas of all debuted on CBS. On September 19th, 1951,
CBS aired the very first episode of Search for Tomorrow, a soap opera that would go on to become one of the longest-running daytime dramas in television history. The show, created by soap opera pioneer Erna Phillips, followed the life of small-town housewife Joanne Gardner, played by Mary Stewart, who remained the heart of the series for its entire run. At first, episodes were only 15 minutes long, but by 1968, it expanded to a full half hour. Over 35 years and more than 9,000 episodes later, Search for Tomorrow became a beloved part of daytime TV, airing until its final broadcast in 1986. It even survived a rare network switch, moving from CBS to NBC in 1982. For generations of viewers, the trials and triumphs of Joanne Gardner weren't just fiction, they were a daily ritual.
Okay.
You know, one of the interesting things, a couple things struck me on this, and I didn't see the video there, but when I was going through this, I found video on Search for Tomorrow. A character in a hospital bed who was dealing with some real health issues was Don Knotts.
Don Knotts.
Don Knotts from Andy of Mayberry, from Mayberry fame.
Right.
And then when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking they were on for 35 years. They did over 9,000 episodes. And I started thinking of you.
Oh, wow.
How many episodes have you done in your career? How many interviews? And it's not just interviews that you've done. You've done, shows without interviews. How many episodes have you been on for?
I have no idea. I do know that about a month ago, we crossed the line of 21,000 interviews.
That's stunning. 21,000.
Yeah, and so you got to average. I average about three a day. So
yeah.
Sometimes, and so sometimes more, sometimes less. But it's about that. So I don't know. As far as you just do it. But 9,000 of being one person, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So out of that came As the Stomach Turns, General Hospital.
And I wanted to ask you another question. First of all, soap operas are still on air?
Well, there is a couple of things that was kind of a yes. And I don't know I don't know all about them, but the only thing I can say, it's just.
Have they become any different?
Oh boy, they're very risque.
They are, huh? I don't know.
I mean, you remember Dallas? Dallas was the first nighttime soap
prime time. Yes,
it was prime time soap opera. It was very successful.
That's right.
Who shot Jr.
Yeah, we were all there.
There we go.
All right.
Campus reform reporter Emily Sturge spoke with Maria Bartiromo on the response to the clip of Kash Patel, he heads up the FBI, talking about money from overseas funding political radicalization of young people. Overseas money. Here's what they had to say about it.
We follow the money. So we work with our partners at the Treasury Department to trace where the money came from, how these individuals paid for the training they received or the platforms they were using, and also how these individuals collectively got together in whatever groups they were on whatever social media sites they were on, to utilize clickbait to make money for their ideology.
But do you also believe that some of this may be coming from overseas?
Yes.
Patel's asking the right questions. Look, we know young people are being radicalized somewhere, online, in school, in these groups. And we know campus groups have dark money coming in from overseas. We know George Soros has been funding some of the pro-Hamas groups. Look, we also need to call out the media here, the way the media is reporting Charlie Kirk's assassination. We saw ABC reporter yesterday call those text messages touching. The media is romanticizing a cold-blooded murderer and his transgender partner. Meanwhile, an ABC affiliate station in Illinois yesterday suspended one of their reporters who aired a nonpartisan tribute to Charlie Kirk. The media is glorifying the assassin while punishing those who are honoring the fallen.
Yes.
You know what's good about all this? Finally, people are pushing back. Finally, people are saying, no, this is not who we are. This is not our soul. This is not who we are. Right. So it's a pushback. Yeah. All right, we'll take a butterscotch lollipop break.
Yeah.
Sing your song and rejoice for the love that He has given us all. Oh, children of God, by the blood of His Son.
Your property demands equipment with more reliability, durability, and versatility built in. Kubota equipment is ready to get the job done right.
the most challenging things that happens when you're doing interviews is you interview somebody that their answer is yes, no, yes, no. Those are very, very difficult to do. And you hope it's over real soon. Then you have those that you ask a question to, and they just go on and on and on. I mean, you could literally leave the set, go out and have a hamburger, and come back, and they're still answering the question.
Focus Today, weekdays at 8 on the Dove Radio and TV.
Clean water is essential to your good health. Ultra Pure Purified Water has been delivering purified, healthy drinking water to the Rogue Valley since 1995. Locally owned and family run, Ultra Pure Purified Water uses a multi-stage process ensuring your delivery of water is 99.8% pure, so your family stays hydrated and healthy. Online at ultrapurewaterinc.com or call 541-734-0828. 541-734-0828.
Bulls, bears, and other market beasts. How can you be sure they won't eat your investments alive? I'm Michelle Slate. Lighthouse Financial shines guiding light on retirement, investing, and insurance. As you navigate the stormy seas of investing, Lighthouse stands out as a beacon of hope, offering you wise counsel and biblically responsible investing. Lighthouse Financial. Call us today, 541-494-1034.
Hi, I'm Sherry Breslin with Rogue Valley Security. Whether it's alarms, cameras, keyless entry, or even Starlink, we tailor solutions for your home or business. We believe in professionalism, excellence, and integrity. Every job, every time. Visit roguevalley.security.com.
All right, good morning to you. Well, as you know, the big state visit there in the UK with President and the First Lady by the King. His first one was with the Queen, his second one was with the King. Here's a question. Is Britain starting to embrace Trumpism?
What?
Well, that was talked about with the former Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's foreign research policy maker. Niall Gardner was on television talking about that, and here's the comments.
I think they are already, actually, and you're seeing the winds of change blowing across the UK. I think we're going to see a political revolution in Britain in the next 4 years. In fact, I spoke last night with Nigel Farage, who may well be the next British Prime Minister. And I do think that President Trump is an inspiration, of course, to those in Britain who want to see real political change here, who want to see secure borders, an end to mass migration, who want to see a return to a celebration as well of British heritage, history and culture. And at the moment, you've got a very left-wing government headed by Keir Starmer. The British people are reacting against Starmer. Starmer is the most unpopular Prime Minister of the modern era here in the United Kingdom. So I think that we are going to see a political revolution in the UK, a Trump-style revolution, yes.
This is very interesting.
More and more of this is coming out, and I think the King saw this and wanted to get ahead of it.
Oh, wow.
Starmer is not popular.
I didn't realize that.
And how he became Prime Minister is even very distasteful in the minds of a lot of Brits. But he's not popular. And with the crackdown of free speech and things like that in the UK, people have had enough. And so what he's made a good point there. Can we return to our roots and our mission and who we are as a people? Now, let me just say this, folks. Early on when I became a board member of the United Christian Broadcasters, and we have affiliates literally all over the world. I am so honored to be a part of that. And I was part of it during a great expansion during the UK days when they finally got their broadcast license to go on the air. In the lobby of our UK, there in Stoke-on-Trent, when you walk into the lobby, on the wall was the original BBC mission statement. It was several paragraphs, but the bottom line to the statement was to propagate the gospel of Jesus Christ. And look at the BBC today.
Today, yeah.
You got to remember that we are a country of people who wanted religious freedom out from the tyranny of the king. You go into Europe, and there's all kinds of beautiful cathedrals and churches. You got the Orthodox Church, which is huge throughout Europe. You got the evangelicals that are coming back, and there's revival. Franklin Graham got booted out, then invited back.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I mean, something's happening in the UK, and I think you'll see other countries fall in line. France cannot go on the way they're going. And Europe cannot go on the way they're going. So I think what Trump has done here, President Trump has done here, has sparked something globally. Get back to who you are.
Wow.
Become who you are. Don't buy this woke stuff that doesn't do anything and leads you down the road of government control. At the end of the day, people want to be free.
Well, yeah, and I think that if we saw something like that happen in the UK, it would be quite a cataclysmic move. People get arrested in the UK for Facebook posts.
And praying silently.
Praying silently. Yeah. And they have Sharia law zones in certain cities. It's like, they got a long way to go. This is going to be interesting to watch.
Well, the president also sent a message to the prime minister when he was there, and that was, you're going to have to go through an economic upturn in your oil prices in order to put pressure on Russia. In the Ukraine effort. You have got to stop buying oil from Russia.
Exactly, yes.
And you're going to have to endure the high cost of some high price oil there for a while. So he is laying the groundwork for them to kind of get their act together and stand up and be bold for who they are as a people.
Yep.
So kind of good stuff.
All right, well, we're getting close to leaving, and we have a good note to leave on. We love rescue stories. We love dog stories. And this morning, we have both.
A Missouri teen survival story is nothing short of miraculous. 14-year-old Cody Trankel was missing for nearly 3 days after crashing his skateboard and tumbling 240 feet into a ravine near Goose Creek Lake. With no water and serious injuries, hope was fading until a hero with 4 legs stepped in. 6-year-old bloodhound canine Daryl, given a pair of Cody's shoes, locked onto his scent and within just 20 minutes found the boy alive in the dense terrain. Rescuers airlifted Cody to the hospital where he endured an induced coma and weeks of recovery. 2 weeks after being released, Cody finally met Daryl face to face, grinning as he petted the dog that saved his life. His words were simple but powerful. Thank you. For Cody's family and for everyone who watched his rescue unfold, Daryl isn't just a search dog, he's a lifesaver.
Wow. You got quite a nose, huh? They was lost for over 3 days, and it took the bloodhound 20 minutes to find him. Wow. Yeah, man.
How big of a bone do you get that guy?
Yeah, or a butterscotch sucker.
I take with you a great scripture today found in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. All right, do that. You've been given a gift. You know what it is. Don't ignore it and don't try to run from it. Use it and bless somebody with it today.
Chasing after me. Your mercy's an ocean deep. Your grace is washing over me. Your love is like a wild.
At Sweet Tea Express, we've got you covered. Order at the counter and our friendly service staff will do the rest. Burgers, salads, sandwiches, barbecue platters, sides, and more. Smoked, grilled, and served to perfection. Sweet Tea Express, breakfast, burgers, and barbecue.
The threat of wildfire poses a growing risk to Oregonians. You can prepare now by taking 3 important steps. Create a home inventory, make copies of important financial records, and contact your insurance company to make sure you have the right amounts and types of home insurance coverage. Be wildfire ready by being insurance ready. Visit dfr.oregon.gov/prepare now to learn how.
Life is complicated enough. Why worry about what to do with your extra car? Skip the costs of maintaining it, storing it, insuring it, or renewing registration. Car repairs? Forget about it. Here's one easy solution to your car problem. Donate it to our station. It's fast, free, tax deductible, and if you donate, you're going to feel incredible knowing you're supporting quality programming. Interested? Just call this toll-free number or donate online. Thank you.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Jesus says this in John 15, verses 8 and 16. You bring glory to my Father. You want to bring glory to Father? Here's how you do it. You bring glory to my Father, and you show you're my disciples. You want to prove you're really a follower of Christ? You show you're my disciples by bearing much fruit. Notice that word, much fruit. God wants a big family. He says, I chose you and I've called you to bear fruit, fruit that will last. Now, I want you to notice from that verse, Jesus says, God expects me, and he expects you, and he expects this church to bear much fruit. So that's what we're going to believe God for. And even more important is that God promises and God guarantees your fruitfulness in life if you follow certain instructions.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
Does advancing science refute or prove the Genesis 1 creation account?
Well, I've debated several atheists on university campuses, and they just jump on Genesis 1:1, saying the Bible gets it wrong from the very first verse, because science tells us the universe showed up long before the earth does, and yet the Bible says they're both there in the beginning.
Join me for the John Ankerberg Show weekdays at 4 o'clock right here on the Dove TV. It'll be encouraging and informative.
Grab a cup of coffee
and start your day right.
Join us for Mornings on the Dove.
Get ready to experience evangelism like never before.
What did you have to do to come back like this?
Each time you come back, you get closer to God.
Ray, tell us about your past life as a Chihuahua.
Will the Master on the Dove TV delivers thought-provoking interviews between their dynamic co-host team and captivating witnessing encounters.
Have you ever read the Bible?
I read the first page.
You haven't got past this page.
Tackling hard questions with biblical wisdom and bold street witnessing that will leave you inspired and equipped to share your faith.
So, hey, why should I let you into my kingdom? And you say to him, because I was true to myself.
Each episode will leave you better equipped to carry the good news into the world in this unique, award-winning reality TV show that will leave you saying, I can do that.
My prayer life goes on steroids when I'm witnessing. It's like,
learn how to share your faith with Way of the Master, Thursdays and Fridays on the Dove TV. Tackling the tough issues facing America and our nation's freedom. That's Sekalo on the Dove TV.
DAs around the country finding who they want to prosecute and then determining what crime they could charge them with.
You can't believe this is the country we're living in, that this is happening.
A bold half hour hosted by ACLJ's Jordan and Logan Sekalo, taking you inside the battle of constitutional and political freedom, discussing issues that matter to you and your family.
This is just not the right precedent we want to be setting, even if we don't like Donald Trump.
This is just all-out chaos, and that's what could happen very soon.
Watch Sekalo for issues that matter to you, addressing the problems of Christian rights in the workplace, school, the marketplace, and protecting human life.
I hope this doesn't have to go all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Be in the know with Sekalo. Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday only on the Dove TV.
Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Been looking forward to our special guest today, Seamus Brunner. He's the director of the research at the Government Accountability Institute and a leading investigative research behind several New York Times best-selling sellers with Peter Schweitzer. He is the author of several books, including Fallout, and all kinds of good things there, where he talks about various articles, the secret deals and the globalist plot of dominate your life. He has a website, and it's SEAMUSBRUNER.com. So hopefully get all that straightened out. Seamus, good to see you. Thanks for your time. Sorry about the difficulties there. How are you doing today?
No problems. Great to be with you, Perry. How are you?
Good, good. A lot going on today. Wow, your resume is pretty impressive. Hey, so here we are, a little over a week now past an amazing event in our country and the loss of an amazing person. Do you think there will be more investigation into the murder of Charlie Kirk beyond just the Robertson person?
Yeah, well, there has to be. I mean, we have to find out how he got radicalized to the point that he would use violence and take out such a American hero as Charlie Kirk. I mean, this is the lone wolf thing. I mean, they're pushing that pretty hard. But when they released the transcript of the messages between Robinson and his roommate / lover, it to me it reeks to high heaven. It seemed like Robinson was staging this, like this was a sort of a scripted conversation in order to absolve the roommate. I don't know that, but he did acknowledge and slip up there when he messaged the roommate that, remember how I was engraving the bullets, and he engraved one of them with "Hey fascist, catch," meaning he's going to shoot it at a fascist, he believed, and so the roommate is whether he's cooperating or what. I mean, I think that there's definitely some foreknowledge going on there. And then, of course, you have all of these Discord and chat rooms that the guy is in. The one that the Washington Post released seemed like they did not know about it, but he was in a number of groups. And then as far as the video gaming community, I mean, we found there were references on the bullets to gaming that gamers would use. And so the investigation has to continue. I don't think that it's like we got him, shut it all down now. And we know that the FBI is investigating one of these groups, Armed Queers of Salt Lake City. This group has been disparaging of Charlie Kirk or Turning Point USA in the past. They're a violent Marxist group. They went down to Cuba to receive revolutionary Marxist training in collaboration with groups by this foreign billionaire who lives in China, Neville Roy Singham, who has a long history of fomenting unrest in our country, from the BLM riots to the anti-ICE riots, the pro-Hamas riots in New York City on October 8th. So this guy, Neville Roy Singham, I mean, the foreign connection here to training Marxist groups to overthrow our country, that needs to be investigated. And I know that it is. Chairman Comer of the House Oversight Committee has sent a letter to the Treasury Department seeking to freeze Neville Roy Singham's assets, not in connection with the Kirk assassination, I want to be clear, but just in, as acting as a foreign agent of one of America's top adversaries and fomenting all kinds of unrest here.
So Seamus, why are we so quick to say he was alone? He's alone. We got him. He operated independently. We did it with him. The governor came out and said that, and we still haven't gotten to the bottom of the attempted assassination of President Trump at Butler.
That's a great question. I think every American wonders why and how this kind of thing happens, and if he is truly a lone gunman, then release all of the correspondences. I feel like there's a lot of information that's being held back, and I understand that in an ongoing investigation, you don't want to tip your hand. But if we get a year out like we have with Butler, and we don't know anything about this guy, the conspiracy theories will run wild, and officials have no one to blame but themselves for keeping things so hidden for so long.
I'm still uncomfortable talking about it because it's still so raw, but there is a question that keeps popping up, and that is that it was one shot, one single bullet. I'm trying to figure out how does a 22-year-old learn how to shoot a .36 bolt action so accurately.
It's exactly right. I mean, I hear both takes. People who fire, are pretty proficient with firearms and rifles and hunters, and they say, oh, that was an easy shot. I disagree. I mean, I own plenty of firearms and rifles and go to the gun range frequently. You could hit that shot, but under the pressure, the angle, and the distance to do it with one shot and not take multiple shots I hate to use the word impressive, but it is a skilled shot. So that takes a lot of training, a lot of, going to the gun range. Apparently his grandmother didn't think he knew how to fire a gun. So there's a disconnect here. That's the major question. How on earth did he learn this without his family knowing?
Is there potential complicit action here? The family just didn't track it even though they saw it?
Yeah, I mean, the family turned him in or helped turn him in. So I wouldn't want to use complicity, but it's I don't know the family. I don't know the relationship, how much time they spent with him. Mm-hmm. But surely there has to be signs when you're going to go to such extreme lengths and that you are so hate-filled yourself that you would shoot somebody. I mean, the greatest among us on the right who use words and debate. I mean, everybody claims that all they want is debate, and on the left and right, they claim that they want, in a democracy, we just debate the ideas. Well, there's increasingly tragic numbers of people taking action mostly from the left and believing that violence can be used to achieve political ends.
I want to go over to something President Trump has now announced, that Antifa will be considered a domestic terrorist group. Okay, does that set up, since they've been diagnosed or designated, as a terrorist organization, does that set up investigation and perhaps criminal action on those who support them?
Yeah, it absolutely does. I'm a little uncomfortable with the word domestic terrorism, just for obvious reasons, that in the wrong hands of the wrong administration, it can be used to target, let's say, Catholics or pro-life people. That being said, I was reading there's this very progressive left-wing organization called the Brennan Center for Justice. And I was reading through their articles. They have countless articles about how to use domestic terrorism laws against right-wingers, and all of the many things that you could do to disrupt the right-wing networks. So there's blueprints that the left has used that they created for how to, and it involves going after supporters. It involves going after especially the funders. I think that's the number one thing that needs to be targeted, is who is funding all of this chaos, because we see not only is it people like George Soros and the other major progressive left-wing billionaire-backed foundations, but you also have foreign funding coming in, and it's Neville Roy Singham, this China-based financier of radical left Marxist communist causes, who again funded anti-ICE riots, BLM riots, the pro-Hamas riots in New York. This guy needs to be targeted, and he is, by investigation. Chairman Comer is referring his assets to be seized to the Treasury Department.
So if we know that these U.S.-based activist groups are taking trips to Cuba, allegedly receiving this kind of training, if we know that, why haven't we stepped in?
It's a great question. I mean, that Armed Queers of Salt Lake City was not the first delegation to go get this training in Cuba. Over 740 delegations of U.S.-based organizations and activists have been brought down for this Mayday Brigade. Venceramos Brigade are the name of the entities. Got close ties to Cuban intelligence and foreign governments like China. By the way, Cuba used to be kind of a Soviet outpost for decades. That people think of Cuba as the Russians are there. It has been more or less taken over by China and its agents like Neville Roy Singham. And so now we've got a CCP outpost 90 miles from our border. So it absolutely it needs to be disrupted. I do know that Secretary Rubio and the State Department are very passionate about preventing communist Marxist training. The State Department actually just did the other day cease all funding that a prior administration had authorized to this group in Utah affiliated with the Armed Queers of Salt Lake City founder. Shocking that there would be State Department money going to an entity so radical. But Secretary Rubio is taking it seriously and has cut ties to that organization.
So what do we do with a guy like Singham? How do we stop him?
And you freeze his assets. You charge him with various crimes, unregistered foreign agent of a foreign government like China. You revoke the tax exempt status of his foundations. He's got this thing, the People's Forum in New York. That's the kind of the hub of where all of the funding to the other radical groups in the country go to. There's a number of tools in the toolbox, and it appears the administration's willing to take this seriously, as they should.
Are NGOs tied up in this money laundering?
An innumerable number. We've got spreadsheets of thousands of entities that get funding from these radical donor-advised funds and billionaire-backed NGOs.
Is Soros part of that group?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. All right, let me take a quick break. I got some more questions. Check out his website, seamus.com. BRUNER.com. There's a picture of the landing page. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Metal Masters can give you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable. Trust Metal Masters to provide perfect air for your family.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Chris Silva understands your home and your commercial buildings are two of the largest investments most people make in a lifetime. One is for your family, the other is to support your family financially. That is why Chris Silva Painting goes the extra mile to protect both homes and commercial buildings with proper painting preparation and high-quality primers and paints. Serving Southern Oregon since 2006, this family-owned and operated business has painted over 1,000 homes. Chris Silva Painting offers an industry-leading 5-year warranty that covers materials and labor on all painting projects. Work for both residential and commercial buildings, both interior and exterior painting. Chris and his crew are courteous, they are efficient, organized, timely, and clean. Chris Silva Painting also offers military discounts. At Chris Silva Painting, our mission statement is to bring Christ's heart and principles to our customers and our job sites. We do that with honesty, integrity, and hard work. We don't cut corners, we paint them. CCB number 176097. Chris Silva Painting, 541-890-3960.
30 seconds or less. That's the length of a soundbite in a typical news story. If you're lucky, you can't really learn much in 30 seconds. It takes time to ask questions, learn, and explore the facts to really understand. Focus Today on the Dove TV and Radio does just that. We give you an hour covering several issues and newsmakers in depth. So don't settle for quick soundbites. Get to the heart of a story and understand better. Focus Today, weekdays on the Dove TV and Radio.
Okay, welcome back, and honored to have with us today Seamus Brunner. Hopefully, am I pronouncing that right?
You are, Perry. Thank you.
Okay, because the R's in the wrong place. Anyway, he's the director of research at the Government Accountability Institute. So many things to talk about. I got to get you back. But let me shift you over to a book you wrote dealing with the term, kind of interesting term, controller guards. What in the world is this?
It's a word I made up. It actually was the #1 new word of the year in Australia. A control guard is a extremely wealthy individual who wants to control your life. So the people there on the cover are Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, George Soros, and Klaus Schwab, the former chairman of the World Economic Forum, which is now, of course, going to be led by Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock. BlackRock gets its own chapter in the book. And so it's all these people. They have a combined net worth of well over $1 trillion, a couple of trillion, maybe even upwards of $10 trillion personal net worth of the characters in this book. Shocking numbers. I mean, more than many countries' GDPs just for people to have. The companies mentioned in this book are these globalist multinational corporations who do not have your best interests in mind. And so the book talks about the takeover and control of the food and agriculture sector by people like Bill Gates and his war on farmers, war on health, and then you move kind of from the basic stuff like food and shelter, housing market takeovers, into the more insidious stuff like the takeover of your mind using the corporate press and these tech companies just pumping out through the algorithms all kinds of bad information and brainwashing people. And it kind of closes into the dystopian present. We're moving into this transhumanist era. Very, very much against that, as I'm sure you are, Perry. Mind-machine mergers are just, they don't sound like a recipe for success. They sound like they're going to lead to more control by people who don't care about you or your family.
All right. Pretty alarming stuff, but I want to come back to a couple of questions that kind of eat this elephant one bite at a time. Do you see the World Economic Forum beginning to fall apart?
Yeah, I mean, there's been, it's had a long reign, but this happens time and again where they'll just rebrand in something else. I mean, it's not the organization, and we see this with the NGOs and the Soros-backed groups and things like Antifa. Once they get exposed, they just change their name and they become some other thing, and it will be the Forum for Global Harmony or something. The point is these people who do not respect American sovereignty or the U.S. Constitution. They want a one world totalitarian government. They will continue to meet in secret. And then eventually it will become less and less secret. And then they'll have to form a new secret club.
Okay, I want to come back to the agricultural part of this. Got personal interest in this, but always been alarmed by it. And I've been very alarmed that we're allowing China to buy agricultural land. How does Bill Gates get involved in farmland?
Well, it's an excellent chapter, the War on Farmers chapter, and it's kind of interesting because people wonder to themselves, well, what does a tech nerd, a software guy, know about farming? The answer is nothing, but he knows a lot about anti-competitive business practices. Microsoft was famously investigated for antitrust, and as a part of the Microsoft antitrust file, I unearthed something that was really interesting. It was called the Embrace, Extend, Extinguish strategy that Microsoft employed, where it would enter into a new field. The example given is the browser, the internet browser industry. It would embrace the standards of the time and say, look, we're nothing to see here. We're just making our own product. They would extend their reach throughout that market, installing the Internet Explorer browser on every single computer. You couldn't get rid of it. And then extinguish that, and Bill Gates used the term exterminate. They would exterminate the competition. In this case, it was Netscape. They would change the standards so that things like, let's say, an internet video wouldn't play as well on a competitor's browser. That's that's not a good business practice, where if Windows users can't use other people's products. So that's what got them into trouble. What does this have to do with farming? He's doing the same thing in farming. He's embracing the standards. Look, I'm not trying to disrupt anything here. I'm just buying a bunch of farmland. He's extending his reach. He's now one of the largest private owners of farmland in the country. Tens of thousands of acres just down the road here in North Florida. Now we get to the exterminate phase, which is where he changes the standards. He puts into place, using lobbying and his large NGO influence network, new standards, ones that target traditional forms of agriculture, saying that methane from cattle, for example, is going to kill the planet, even though he's flying around the world on his private jet with, wanton abandon of the environment. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the soils and the nutrients. He's already patented a bunch of seeds, fertilizers. He's got deals with Monsanto and other big agrochemical businesses, making it so that farmers cannot turn a profit anymore. And you see this all the time. He's not exactly. It's just too hard to turn a profit as a farmer. Many family-owned farms, generation-owned farms can't keep up with the climate change regulations that people like Bill Gates are pushing.
Yeah, I guess we could take off on that for a long time. I'm just wondering if we understand what you just said, because what's at stake here is our food supply. And if we're going to allow China to buy farmland and guys like him to buy farmland and then shut it down, how do we expect to feed America?
No, it's a great question, and he's also invested in these. A big industry he's going into is the so-called alternative protein industry. Now, thankfully, he's got Beyond Meat, Impossible Burgers. He's got a fake butter company, a fake milk company. All of these fake protein companies. It's disgusting. It's evil, in my opinion. You can't make a better milk or a better burger than God already created. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, most people are rejecting him. That's encouraging. People don't like fake meat, it turns out. But he also is ratcheting up the regulations on ranchers and others, so that and just all throughout the supply chain, so that when you go to the grocery store, and you want to buy yourself a nice ribeye, it's outside a lot of people's price ranges. I mean, $30, $40 for a ribeye is crazy. And so it'll take time to get normalized, but eventually people will say, well, either they're not going to eat meat or they will eat the fake meat company. He's playing a long game here. Is RFK a thorn in his side? Yeah, I applaud Secretary Kennedy for the Maha agenda. It needs to go further, but it's on a great track. Okay, so much to talk about, a little time. So back to the overall research of tracking people inside our country that is sponsoring this unbelievable. I think we're having a hard time, Seamus, getting our head around that people are paying people to kill people. I think we're having a hard time getting our head around this. Where do you think this goes? Well, the entire ecosystem needs to be exposed and disrupted, and it begins in the grade schools and even before that with things like Drag Queen Story Hour, and then all throughout, primary, secondary school, and then into college. You've got these teachers who are possibly members of Antifa themselves. I mean, the number of teachers who've been celebrating Charlie Kirk's death publicly. I mean, it's shocking that they would do it publicly, but then, of course, the number privately, I mean, the publicly is just a tip of an iceberg. And then they are pumping these kids' minds full of damaging stuff. The curriculum needs to be completely rewritten, back to the basics, essentially. You don't need to reinvent what works. Go back to what we were teaching kids 100 years ago, and they'll probably be all right. None of this social emotional learning, DEI stuff where your feelings are all that matters, moral relativism, and that you can basically identify as a furry or anything you want. Yeah. That's scrambling kids' minds, and it's creating a mental health crisis. One last question. I noticed that your Controller Guards book cover did not include Elon Musk. What's your take? Well, I applaud Elon Musk for a lot of things that he's done. He is all throughout the book. I mean, he's in the energy control power grab chapter. He's also in the dystopian present chapter. That's the latter chapter 9 for things like Neuralink. I am not a fan of putting microchips in people's brains. Yeah. You know, I know that they'll tout the helping a quadriplegic or someone who can't talk, and that's wonderful. But Elon Musk has stated his goal is to chip everybody, upload brains to the cloud, and that's alarming stuff. So there's some good and bad with Musk. Good. Where can they get a copy of your book? Yeah, so the website for the book is controligarchsbook.com. That's where you can buy it without giving Jeff Bezos any cut of the proceeds. It is on Amazon. I understand, it's very hard to avoid Amazon. Yeah. It's so easy and convenient. But if you want to support independent booksellers, there are links on the website, controligarchsbook.com. And that's the word control and the word oligarchs smashed together. It's a portmanteau. Yeah, it's a great blend of word. I commend you on it. I read this 3 times to make sure I had it right. There's a picture of the cover of the book. Seamus, you're fascinating. Let's stay connected. God bless you, my friend. Stay in there. Yeah, God bless you, Perry. Thank you. Okay.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
Big ideas grow.
Stewardship begins with the knowledge that nothing belongs to us, but everything belongs to the Lord. This helps us to run a business not in the fear of lack, but in the assurance of His care and provision. Such a perspective eliminates the drive to sell and replaces it with a heart that says serve. This begins with serving our clients and coworkers with integrity and genuine care. That's why McKelly's is automotive service with a heart for God and treating others as we ourselves would want to be treated. Our promise is to never sell our clients anything we don't believe they need. Another is to do all we can to meet other needs, such as shuttle service and loaner cars, or taking the time to really listen, even at times praying with our customers. Sometimes this means sacrifice, going above and beyond. But that's why I work for Kelly's Automotive Service, honoring God while serving people with honesty and integrity.
I'm holding the many prayer requests that arrive here at the Dove. We're grateful that you include us with your prayer needs. As a staff, know that we join you and pray over your requests for God's help. Have a prayer need? Let us know by going to thedove.us.
Well, welcome back, and been looking forward to our special guest today. It's been quite a few years. In fact, I was trying to figure out how long it's been since I had a chance to sit down with Nick Vujicic. He is an amazing man, and what an honor to have him with us today. He is globally recognized Australian-American evangelist, entrepreneur, speaker, author, founder of the Nick V Ministries. Since 2005, Nick and Nick V Ministries have been on the forefront of advocating for the brokenhearted, including the disabled, the prisoner, the unborn, and the bullied, in his new book entitled Champions for the Brokenhearted. And there's a picture of the cover of the book. You can go to his website, nickvministries.org, and there's a picture of this landing page. Nick, how are you, friend?
So much for the opportunity. Great to reconnect.
You know, I was trying to think about it. I think you were just starting in ministry. You were doing a tour on the West Coast. And of all places, you ended up in our radio studio in Medford, Oregon.
Oh, really? A long time ago.
A long time ago. Good to see you. Thanks for your time, and thanks for your work. You're an amazing person.
Praise the Lord.
For those who don't know, quickly, give us your story.
Yeah, born in Australia, no limbs, no medical reason as to why, but we do know that I, as everyone, have been wonderfully and fearfully made, and what the enemy tried to use for bad, God turned it into good. And being born without limbs was challenging. My siblings had no disabilities, and the big question of why me? Where is God when I'm in pain? Where is he when I pray with full faith for arms and legs miraculously? And so unfortunately I went through depression between ages 8 and 12. I attempted suicide at age 10, despite my loving family and home who always told me that I'm beautiful and I'm special. And I was actually one of the first disabled kids to ever go to the mainstream school system of Australia in the 1980s and not be segregated. Despite all that love and opportunity, I still was looking for the real truth and meaning and purpose of my life. And by the mercy of God, I did not go through the suicide with the attempt because I didn't want to leave that pain with my parents behind. And so by his mercy, I didn't go through with it. Age 13, I started to have a glimpse of an attitude of gratitude, be thankful for what I did have. Age 15, read John chapter 9, a man being born blind, no one knew why he was born that way. As you can imagine, I related to that. And Jesus said it was done so that the works of God would be revealed through him. And I realized, God, if you heal me like you healed the blind man, awesome. If not, heal me of what I really need healing from. My saved soul, my soul saved, my heart healed, and my mind renewed. And lastly, at age 17, the janitor of my high school saw me do a speech in front of my school pupils as the vice president, and he said, "Are you a Christian?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "God's going to use you all around the world to share your story." And that was the beginning of me speaking in my teenage years in Australia as an evangelist, got ordained at age 19, and came to the United States of America 20 years ago. And we're celebrating our 20th anniversary celebration this year, as we've now preached the gospel to 870 million people with the good news of Jesus Christ broadcasted on national television. We just came off a Central American tour 5 countries in 7 days. Was with the Prime Minister of Belize and the President of El Salvador, Bukele. And it's been an incredible ride of preaching the gospel and standing in front of the gates of hell and redirecting traffic all these years.
Only you can say that. That's wonderful. Nick, has your ministry changed over the years?
It really has. We've seen the big need in helping churches be aware, first and foremost, as faith leaders, to have our own accountability in our standing in righteousness, and also as our nation stands today, to not just hope for different political or economic changes and waves, but as much as the church to actually rise up and be the church, be the hands and feet. There was a book that I wrote 10 years ago, Be the Hands and Feet, and it wasn't a bestseller whatsoever, because I just feel like everyone's looking at church growth generally at the sacrifice of discipleship growth. And if we actually rose disciples in faith, in righteousness, we wouldn't have homeless veterans. We wouldn't have 500,000 kids waiting for a foster home or adopting home if we were actually the church. And so part of our messaging is to wake up the church, be the hands and feet, but ultimately, though, go back to the Great Commission, where, we all have a testimony to share about who we were before we found Christ, how we found Christ, and what that means for us in our everyday life. And in that discipleship, to really care for the sheep, we're so excited about Champions for the Brokenhearted book, because it's all about bringing back the one-on-one counseling that I do believe that the church has left behind 20 years ago, roughly, where, we're not really talking about PTSD of abortion. We're not talking about having programs for the bullied, the suicidal, the addicted, the isolated. And we've chosen 12 topics throughout this book in a people group target to help Native Americans as well. We've been to reservations and gone throughout the world, 87 countries, 37 presidents and prime ministers, and our largest crowd was 800,000 people. But as we have reached 10% of the globe with the gospel of Jesus Christ, that's a great thing. Praise the Lord for that. But to see the brokenhearted still healed, you can have your soul saved, but so many churches do not know how to address and frame even a conversation of these things that really are happening within our church walls as well, that really need to be addressed and counseled within our local communities.
I just want to say thank you, because writing a book about brokenheartedness is probably written out of a life of experience, and certainly experiences that you've had in dealing with other people. But you hit on something here, Nick, that is so vital. I'm wondering, and I say this respectfully, not critically, I'm wondering if pastors, it's easy always to pick on a pastor, but I just use that as an example, and even us, are we willing to put a spiritual stethoscope on people and find out that their heart is broken?
Let's first talk about the pain, right? You've got brokenheartedness. Here's some stats. If we actually had the courage, and excuse my French, but a lot of churches don't have the balls to do this, but an anonymous survey of the next generation, I dare youth pastors to gather next week, bow all of their heads, put their hand up in the air, nice and high, and their hand is open, and ask them the following questions. And their answer would be a yes if their hand goes in a fist. And I've done this 300 times in 300 public schools. Put your hand in a fist if you've thought of committing suicide. Second question, put your hand in a fist if you've attempted suicide. Put your hand in a fist if you've actually attempted suicide because of bullying. Fourth, because of abuse at home or something at home. And then lastly, ask them this. Put your hand in a fist if you've actually been sexually abused or taken advantage of in a verbal or physical abusive situation. Unfortunately, the stats across America, in or out of the church, 1 out of 3 girls have been sexually abused by age 17. 1 out of 5 boys have been abused by age 17. I have these teenagers crying on my shoulder saying, I wish my church helped me to reach out to my friends at school. Half of them are addicted to pornography. This is a girl saying this. and about 1 in 10 of my friends are cutting themselves. My church has not showed me how to reach out to them. Where are we? And so if you want to know the news of the matter, it's a wake-up call. If we're not actually reaching out for the brokenhearted within the pews first, what are we really doing? And if we're not actually challenging the people who come on a weekly basis to actually reach out to their neighbor who may never step into a church, then what are we doing? And so I think the fruit of our country is the fruit of a lack of accountability, awareness, and discipleship of the believers. If 1 in 10 of America are actually churchgoers, if we were actually disciples of Jesus Christ, I think we would have changed this country by now.
So, on the other hand, being a youth pastor today is no longer car washes, barbecues, and games night. This is serious stuff. You got teenagers who are thinking about transitioning. You've got teenagers thinking about suicide. Are we prepared for this?
No, but whether or not no, we're not. And I'm actually feeling like in this new season, I'm 42 years of age. I think I was up in Medford in 2016, and I'm now 42, 4 kids under the age of 13, being able to reach 35% of a nation in a day as we do these outreaches. I don't know what we're ready for. We've been so discouraged with the local church in America. They don't really work together with any churches. They don't know how to evangelize. I'm not saying every church is bad. There's some really good churches, and praise God for them. No, I don't think we're ready. And I don't think we've seen the climax of what that really looks like yet. I think we're going to see that in the next 2 years. I do believe that we're not really keeping a pulse on the suicide spikes, the depression spikes, the anxiety spikes. We just blame it on the world. We blame it on media that's polarized. We blame it on the churches. We blame it on everything but ourselves to actually sit down and read the Bible. And I think that's where the remedy is. We are the most illiterate, biblically illiterate generation of our country's history. And I think it's us sitting down and getting back to the basics. Whether they bring in schools or not ever in the history of our education system of America ever again, are we actually going to read the Bible from Monday to Saturday? And I think that's where the Holy Spirit really wants us to be individually. And that's where real repentance comes and real healing of our nation. It starts within the family and the leadership of our parenthood.
All right, let me take a quick break. I've got some more questions. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out his new book. I think you'll see it to be really a resource. It's called Champions for the Brokenhearted. Check that out. And check out nickvministries.org. There's the picture of the landing page. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Applegate River Golf and RV Resort, a pristine 9-hole course alongside the Applegate River. Their clubhouse offers a golf simulator experience. The RV Resort is adjacent to the golf course with convenient pull-through parking. Applegate River Golf and RV Resort. Information at applegaterv.com.
I realized through the 700 Club that the money that I was giving them, God's money, they were doing God's work with.
They're on the front lines of ministry, meeting the needs of people.
I called their prayer hotline and they asked me, do you want to become a partner? And I was like, yeah, why hasn't anyone asked me this before?
CBN is doing such a great job. Try giving and you'll see that God is faithful.
Friday on the 700 Club, right here on the Dove TV.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
He's giving them a word of encouragement. He wants to give them a word of help. He says, come to me, all ye who are heavy laden and you're borne down and you feel the weight of life itself. And he says, I will give you rest. Here's Jesus, the living Son of God, the sovereign God of this universe, now seated at the Father's right hand. And he says, all power has been given to me in heaven and earth. So we know that whatever burden you and I carry, he is able to deal with it. Because the Bible's asked a couple of times, is there anything too hard for God? How can anything be too hard for God, who is sovereignly in control of every single solitary thing, who is omniscient, knowing all things, omnipresent, all things are in His presence, and He has the power to handle every circumstance of life. And what is He saying to us? Come to me.
A ministry moment on the Dove.
All right, welcome back, and what an honor to have back with us today Nick Vujicic. He's a globally recognized American-Australian evangelist. You probably have seen him all over the media through the years. He has Nick V Ministries. You want to check that out, and check out his new book called Champions for the Brokenhearted. There's a picture of the cover of the book, and the website, again, is nickvministries.org. Nick, again, thank you for your time. By the way, where are you?
This is my backyard. I'm in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Good to see you.
Thank you.
What is it to be a champion to the brokenhearted?
It's to really care and to have the courage to feel pain and compassion at the expense of your emotional uncomfortability. As I've traveled around the world, I wrote out 106 different ways in how the human being can suffer. And to also, though, position it as it's not about Nick, it's not about any of us or our stories, it's about all of us coming to a redemptive, miraculous journey with Jesus, where He can take your broken pieces and do something beautiful. Romans 8:28, all things can come together for the good for those who love Him. And I, as a person who has been bullied and suicidal, I think the isolation of where we put ourselves because of our pain and not feeling like someone understands, nor even if they could understand, could they help? To know that we're not the only person going through pain, and to know that there is a hand extended out of compassion, that is what we are supposed to be. We're mandated to help everyone that we can. And Matthew 5:15, let your good deeds be known by the world so that they may glorify your Father in heaven. And I think we need to just sit down and do an assessment, a real inventory check. How is our local church reaching out to the bullied, the widow, the veteran, the disabled, the poor? We have 12 topic or people types of pain and brokenheartedness, and then the 13th chapter is an incredible chapter that's very riveting about our visits to the reservations in Native American sovereign nations we've been to. And just to really get an inventory check, how can we reach the brokenhearted? Are we doing that? Is that on the report card at all? And so to write this book, it's bringing that awareness and education. I actually am optimistic about the next generation, because I've never seen such an empathetic, sympathetic, sensitive, compassion-filled generation. And I feel that when Gen Z catches on to this, they're going to be going to their youth pastors and saying, hey, how can we reach out to my friends? How can we talk about pornographic addiction? One in 5 men in the church, from what we're feeling and hearing, are actually addicted to pornography secretly. There's alcoholism, there's technological addictions, there's all these addictions we don't talk about. Taboo topics like PTSD of abortions. 20 million of the 70 million abortions that we've had since Roe v. Wade were done by women going to church twice a month, 3 years straight. And so what are we doing for the inner cities? What are we doing for the poor? What are we doing for people out there? And I really believe that God has made us individually with a beautiful plan, sure, but also a passion and a calling. And I'm not talking about evangelists or apostles or pastors. There's always 1% of us who have a heart for the disabled, who have a heart for the veteran, 1% of us who have a heart for the foster kids and adoption. But empowering them to be the church. That's the thing. Don't wait for your pastor to do something different. You are the church. And so this is an education, and I hope an awakening of spirits and a revival of reaching out to those in need and helping people to do that, equip them. And we have a counseling certification that you can actually get certified to be a one-on-one counselor within the church as well. But this is tabling where we are as a country, in the West as well, how we really have a gap that we can fill, that we believe is part of the Great Commission and the love of Jesus Christ.
Your comments are backed by recent research, even done by our good friend Dr. George Barna, saying that the youth now are really turning in a new direction, and they are investigating faith. And there's a possible silent revival of doing good among these people.
And you know what? That's probably where revival is going to spark. We feel that America needs to repent. And in October next year, there's a nonprofit that we're doing just for this movement called America Returns, and calling the nation into repentance in D.C., hopefully 1 million people at the end of October next year. But the bottom line is, outside of an event and repentance in any book or seminar or whatever you want to call it, it is, to me, the tip of the spear where Gen Z realizes, go and plant a church or Bible study in your school. The local church realizing you can do church plants in prisons. You can go and do street evangelism. Let's get back to the goodwill, the basics. I think that's where it's actually going to begin. I really do believe that.
So, Nick, I'm just kind of curious. How did you get drawn into a relationship with the Native American community?
We're very good friends with Tuff Harris. A mutual friend, Caleb Brown, connected me with him, and he is basically the Tim Tebow NFL rock star legend of all the Native Americans. And he left a very successful career to go and start an incredible ministry called One Heart Warrior up within the state of Montana. Is in the Crow Nation, which we were there, and he's half Crow, half Northern Cheyenne. And so we went to both territories over the last 2 years, multiple times. And it's actually unfortunate that in our own very backyard, we have third world country undeveloped situations. It's something we want to bring awareness to as well, where not only should we send American missionaries to America, but also the 339 recognized and the other hundreds that are not recognized territories, to actually see that our brothers and sisters do know that we love them too. And I just feel like there's been a lack of awareness that really needs to bring home with not just sprinkled. We don't do anything sprinkled or sugary. We bring the sledgehammer and a flamethrower, and it's the watchman on the wall blowing the trumpet, bro. Mm-hmm. And when the church doesn't move, we go down off the wall and we pick up our sword and shield and we go slay the giants. And so that's kind of where we feel that the millennials, the youth pastors, are actually going to lead differently than the senior pastors if Gen Z becomes vocal this way and action.
All the signs are heading in that direction, which are pretty encouraging. All right. What would you say to somebody, and you've been there, that's at the end of the rope?
Don't give up on God. Take one day at a time. You can pray for a miracle, but when you don't get a miracle, you can still be a miracle for someone else. And if God can use a man without arms and legs to be his hands and feet, then God can use any willing heart. We can't compare anyone's brokenness to someone else's. You know, being sexually abused in America is terrible. You want to compare that to a 4-year-old who just got sold by their own mother for $700 as a sex slave in India. I've met them. You want to talk about cancer, dying terminally. You can't compare brokenness to brokenness, but all brokenness can be healed by the grace and mercy of Jesus Christ. And ask your questions to God and keep on seeking his face. Ask those more difficult questions and go look for those answers. You will find him, says God. And so when you search for him with all your heart, do not give up.
Okay, about a minute left. What do you want people to get from your book?
I want people to ask the Lord, God, what do you want me to get from this book? But you got to get the book. I think we need to face the music and take responsibility and ask the Lord, God, what am I not doing you want me to start doing? What am I doing that you want me to stop doing? What am I doing well that you want me to keep on doing? Whether that's individually or as a church or as a community, this book is going to open your eyes, I believe, to the need right around you.
Good to see you, friend. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being obedient to God's call in your life against all odds. And I look forward to seeing you. Probably see you at the NRB again this year, so hang in there. And let me say to our viewers and listeners, check out the book, Champions for the Brokenhearted. There's a picture of the cover of the book. And check out Nick's website, nickvministries.org. And there's the picture of the landing page. God bless you, my friend. Good to see you again.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Tackling the tough issues facing America and our nation's freedom. That's Sekelo on the Dove TV.
DAs around the country finding who they want to prosecute.
A bold half hour hosted by ACLJ's Jordan and Logan Sekelo, taking you inside the battle of constitutional and political freedom, discussing issues that matter to you and your family.
No one that should or want to run for president will end up running for president.
Be in the know with Sekelo on the Dove TV. They travel across America to give an answer for questions, doubts, and challenges concerning faith.
The Gospels are historically reliable.
Their mission, present truth, faith, and help people find purpose.
Not based on blind faith.
Join them as they strive to make a lasting impact on lives and hearts for Christ.
They're either all wrong or one of them's right. I got to go to the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Don't miss Give Me an Answer, weekdays at 3 on the Dove TV. Experience evangelism like never before.
It's not about finding ourselves. It's not about being true to ourselves. It's about being born again.
Way of the Master's dynamic co-host team delivers captivating witnessing encounters.
That makes you feel uncomfortable because you're doing things you know you shouldn't. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong.
Bold street witnessing that will leave you inspired and equipped to share your faith. Watch Way of the Master Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Fridays at 5 on the Dove TV. Pastor Robert Jeffers of the First Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas.
Not just about Christ Jesus, but that I might know him.
Helping you learn, grow, and get on the pathway to victory. Catch it 7 times every weekend on the Dove TV.
Worried that inflation might burst your retirement bubble? I'm Michelle Slate. Lighthouse Financial shines guiding light on retirement, investing, and insurance. Helping you navigate the stormy seas of retirement, Lighthouse stands tall as a beacon of hope, offering you wise counsel and biblically responsible investing. Lighthouse Financial. Call us today, 541-494-1034.
We've all enjoyed a real hot summer, and now fire danger is biting at its heels. Flammable blackberries and underbrush will grow like gangbusters and sprout fire danger in no time. A wise property owner knows the best time to take care of fire danger is to extinguish it before it gets started. GMV Forestry, LLC can help you protect your property with adequate fire brush